All right, guys. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are well today. Whew, it is cold on my end here. It is Cyber Monday. Most of the stuff is down this morning. You can see the SPY down to 399s, under $400. We have Apple down to 145s. The Q's down to 284s. We have Tesla down to 178s. Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, DS? Let me make sure the sound is working. There we go. Okay, that's working fine. Yeah, what's up, Kevin, Rhino, SNR, and DS? What's up, team? Let me know what the big story is for you guys today. Today is Cyber Monday. Again, you can kind of see the market has been dipping most of the day today. If we look at the SPY here, we're at 399.20s on the SPY, so we are red on the day. Tesla down, Apple down, the Q is down. AMC is down. There's not really any big releases today. We've got, nothing really. We got the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index at 10:30, but it's not really a big release. We got one of the ECB President Lagarde is speaking today as well. Nothing else really big coming out today. Tomorrow we have Italian PPI. We've got Euro business and consumer surveys, climate, consumer confidence. Nothing really big, though, to be honest. German CPI comes out tomorrow. That's relevant and important. We have Canadian GDP dropping tomorrow. We also have the house price index dropping tomorrow as well. The big stuff this week doesn't really happen until Wednesday. Wednesday, we have some stuff that's coming out that's pretty relevant. We got European CPI dropping. Wednesday, is this Wednesday? Let me make sure. Yeah, Wednesday we have European CPI dropping. We also have core PCE, GDP. So we have GDP quarter over quarter expected to come in at 2.7% on Wednesday. GDP sales, GDP prices. Again, we also have the JOLTS job opening report on Wednesday at 10 a.m. and pending home sales coming out as well as crude oil inventories. Powell speaking Wednesday also at 1:30. So we'll cover that too. But yeah, Wednesday's pretty big. Thursday. Thursday we have jobless claims like we always do. We got PCE price index. It's pretty relevant. Expectations for PCE are 0.3% of what they're expecting for PCE prices. Manufacturing PMI for November is expected to come out on Wednesday or on Thursday. Friday we don't really have anything, but yeah, Wednesday, Thursday we got some big stuff coming out this week. What's up, Beach? Hope you guys have a good weekend. My weekend was good, man. It was good. My son got better. My son's not sick anymore, luckily. Kids doing okay. We're gonna do a poll here. Y'all do me a favor, as you jump in the stream, hit the like button if you have not already. We appreciate you guys. We're going to do a poll today. Does the market end green today? Yes or no? Vote on that poll. Let us know what you guys think. SPY is down today. Market's down. We're not incredibly down, but we are down some. John, what do you want for Christmas? Nothing, man. Everybody always, like, my in-laws say I'm hard to pick out for Christmas because I don't really want anything, man. I don't really need anything, to be honest. Hope you guys had a good. What's up, Beach? Hope you guys had a good weekend as well. Oh, all right, man. I'm awake, but I'm tired. How will the market react with 50 basis points in December? Well, we're gonna react positive if we do 50. Doesn't matter when it is. We're gonna react. We're gonna react positive. Scammers, man. Yeah, we got scammers in our Discord, unfortunately. Sorry, I gotta delete these scammers out of our Discord. Hold on, guys. My bad. Hold on. There we go. All right, I got them out. I gotta have to make some rules in Discord here. There's gotta be some way I can moderate this. Server settings. All right, we changed one of the rules on our Discord server, making it that people have to wait 10 minutes to post anything. What's up, Jello? Oh, we have the level before Fed minutes. Yeah, we're right around it. I mean, we're pretty break even from the Fed minutes. Market's down today, mostly from people not liking Black Friday sales, though. So, like, people aren't really... Pawn told me yesterday the market was going to be red. What he said was that he said record sales for Black Friday and the futures are not liking the spending. So basically inflation problems. $9 billion, new record for Black Friday. 9.12 billion was spent online for Black Friday on November 25th, up 2.3% year over year, and the most ever. That's causing some inflationary fears and problems. That's kind of what's going on. Auto mod. Yeah, I'll have to potentially get it set up. It's not just like we have one of them that automatically, it's supposed to catch different keywords and stuff and then trigger, but all right. So yeah, inflation problems, guys. Vote on that poll. Fed schedule this week. Yeah, we got some stuff going on this week for the Fed. We have, again, we got a lot of data dropping this week. Nothing really big Monday or Tuesday, but the big stuff starts Wednesday and Thursday of this week. Everything else is pretty slow. We don't really have any big earnings either. Like today, nothing big. We got Billy earnings tomorrow, Bank of Nova Scotia, City Trends. Not really any major earnings though. Wednesday or Tuesday, tomorrow evening, we've got CrowdStrike, Intuit, Workday, Hewlett Packard, NetApp, Kango, and Compass Minerals. But again, nothing really big. Wednesday, we have Wolf, a few other things, but Salesforce, Snowflake, Splunk, Five Below, Victoria's Secret, Boxing, Pure Storage, Synopsys, Lazy Boy, and a few other stuff. But again, these aren't really anything big. Like these are small companies relative to the big earnings we cover. We don't really cover any of these little ones. We got Dollar Tree or Dollar General, Kroger, Big Lots, Bank of Montreal, Designer Brands all dropping on Thursday morning, and then Thursday evening we've got Marvel, ChargePoint, Ulta, Zscaler, and a few other things here. But nothing really big, to be honest, this week. It's pretty slow. Again, the big stuff that drops this week are specifically we got PCE price index. That's one of the biggest things. So the PCE deflator drops on when is this? On Thursday, the PCE deflator drops. On Wednesday, we have GDP dropping. So Wednesday GDP, Thursday PCE. All of that stuff's going to be, kind of important to watch and see how the market responds, especially with like all the sales going on over the last week. Hopefully, we show some favorable stuff here. You hear somebody speaking? No, it's not on my end, I don't think. Yeah, what's up, Ali? I wonder if this choppy market will be the new norm instead of normal crash. We chopped for a long time until all events out with averages. I don't know. I mean, I know people I see a pretty good kind of look into the stock market. And what I notice here is that a lot of people are doom and gloom. And I think most of them are being told this by like influencers, like, oh, the market's going to crash, because I think that's what sells the best. But like, if you look at the market right now, the market hasn't been crashing. if you look at the 20-day chart, for instance, right, we're up pretty big over the last 20 days, from like 360s all the way to 400s. If we put in a larger 90-day chart, let's see, we started 90 days ago, we were at, above where we are now. So we're actually green over the last quarter of stock market activity. And so I think when you look at all this, you got to say, okay, well, we're green over the last quarter of stock market activity. Nothing's really signaling a crash here. We've been moving up since early October. And so I think in that regard, we could crash. I mean, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but from most of the signs look okay. PDD moving. Yeah, I mean, what is PDD? Yeah, look at PDD pop. It's up there. So yeah, PDD is up there. We're gonna add all right, so we added a daily mover section to our Discord. PDD is popping up. Let me look at the catalyst here. There's got to be some reason for this. All right, so this is their. All right, so this is earnings. So they had good earnings. They beat on earnings. They had a third quarter sales of 4.99 billion, beat the 4.31 billion estimate. Third quarter revenue of 4.99 billion, which again better than expected. Adjusted earnings are 121. So these are the numbers for PDD here. They just had good numbers that just dropped. All right. I'm not saying we're not going to crash. I'm just saying the market's been pretty strong over the last few days. I think a lot of people take short positions and they're bearish, and their bias is on the downside, and that's fine. Like people can have whatever bias they want. But I think what wears on me is like every day I come here and I get everybody telling me that the stock market's going to crash. And it's like, I think it's confirmation bias to a certain extent because of politics, beliefs, or, just a lot of different things. But I think people want the market to crash for a few different reasons. And I think when it doesn't, and especially if they're in short positions, they just kind of keep doubling down on it. I'm not saying that's anybody here. Like Wayne, I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, in general, the market's gone up over the last quarter. And so technicals long-term, they're relevant to a certain extent, but what drags the market long-term is fundamentals. The only technical that matters long-term is extension. And so in terms of extension, maybe there's some arguments for up or down. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that, I've had bears come in and just kind of talk all this smack constantly. And again, I'm not saying anybody here. And then when they're wrong, they just kind of double down on it. And they've been that way for months and months now, and the market's been mostly moving up over the last 3 months. Again, you look at a longer term chart, market's been mostly moving up. We're up to 400s, essentially. PDD still testing highs. Maybe. Yeah, what's up, JT? My name is John, by the way, Wayne. Yeah, you might be right. Like I said, I'm not saying you're wrong. It's all good. Yeah, like I said, y'all might be right. I'm not saying the market's not going to drop. If you guys really know, if you guys really listen, I really have no idea what the market's going to do. I try not to take any overly confident directional positions. I just try to, again, state my bias if I have one. But what I do notice is, I've been trading every day for years now. What I do notice is that we've been dropping in the market for years. For over a year now. And I think when this happens, eventually we're going to start coming back up. We're not just going to drop forever. It could also be the holidays making us go up. I mean, the Santa rally. All right, guys. So PDD is up there after good earnings here. We got the SPY at 399s. Q is at 284s. We got some stuff moving up on earnings. Again, the first few days of the week are slow. Monday and Tuesday are pretty slow this week. But after that, we have some stuff coming out. Yeah, I'm looking for the news. Hey, what's up, Pawn? All right, guys. So yeah, PDD is up there. SPY is still down to 399. What happened to all these Web3 games? What happened to all these Web3 games, blockchain games? What happened to all these Web3 games that were supposed to come out, man? All right, guys. So yeah, so market started coming out a little bit. We're still pretty green though. Over the last 20 days, I mean, we're still pretty green. 20 days ago we were at about 370s. We're all the way up to $400 now. We'll see if we can hold. Again, if we're looking at some support levels here, I think in terms of just basic technicals, we got 390 right here at the bottom. If we extend this to the left, we do have some support right there. So 390 relevant shorter term. Support or resistance level. Let's see if we can hold over that. 400 is also pretty big, obviously. I think a lot of people are going to be paying attention to 400. So again, we'll see if we hold 400 or not. Yeah, what happened to the? Let me. What was his name? I'm looking this up. About the crypto thing, I didn't see about him. Oh, Tian Kullander. He's co-founder of $3 billion crypto finance service provider Amber Group. That's strange. Why did that happen? What was it from though? I see the news, but like, what was it from? Unexpected in his sleep doesn't really make much sense. What was this from? You know? Yeah, that's iffy for sure. What's up with Apple still dropping? Well, the market is dropping today, so Apple's probably just following it down, or maybe Apple's leading the market. Apple is down a little bit more than regular. If we look at the Q here, the Q's dropping a little bit more than the SPY as well, but I'm not sure. Let me look up the news to see if anything negative. I think Black Friday sales stuff is just kind of making people skeptical here, is what it seems like to me. All right, so Apple is going to lose 6 million Pro iPhone units from the stuff going on overseas with the riots and stuff. Yeah, so they could see a shortfall production of 6 million iPhone Pros this year amid unrest at the China plant overseas. I guess that's causing some fear here. You can see PDD on good earnings pop up, so PDD is moving up on good earnings here. Yeah, that's the news, is that Apple is going to lose about 6 mil iPhones, and you can see Apple's testing lows as we speak here. Yeah, Neo, I don't know. Neo's had a tough run. Yeah, so again, everything's kind of dropping because of the turmoil overseas with Apple. Apple stock's dropping. Q is dropping because it makes up such a big percentage. We had the crypto founder pass away in his sleep. That's causing some, some fear. We do have stuff dropping out of fear. Bitcoin, if we look at Bitcoin, PDD is still ripping up though. Bitcoin at about 16K here. So Bitcoin at about 16K. Look at PDD pop up here, and then here's the SPY right now. It's kind of following everything else. If I could find something that's extended, I mean, I wouldn't mind buying Apple. It just needs to get cheap enough. It's at 145 right now. Let me look at a 180-day chart here. So we're close to the 180-day range. We get down to the 130s on Apple. I'm starting to buy it up. What else is there as an option for a dip buy here? Apple's getting down there. I could even maybe add a little bit more to Apple here. I wouldn't mind holding some more. Apple's already pulling SPY down, yeah. So Apple is pulling the SPY down. PDD's popping up though. Look at PDD, which so PDD is kind of agriculture stock, headquartered in China. And so it's up to almost 75 bucks. It's moving up some on good earnings here. We have the SPY down though today. Again, Apple down. Where's Disney at? Disney is still at over 95s. A little bit too expensive for me to buy. Amazon's still pretty cheap though. It's at 93s. And Amazon's still around lows. I might buy a little dip in Amazon down here once I can in about 9 minutes. I might buy a little dip in Amazon. We'll see. Does anybody know how? Like, what was the cause of death for Tia? Or Tian? Bro, why would you drink caffeine-free Diet Coke? Like, why would you drink caffeine-free Diet Coke? Like that's the whole purpose. Like, you drink Coke to get caffeine. If it doesn't have caffeine in it, what's the purpose of drinking it, man? I know it might taste good, but it's terrible for you. All right, PDD, pop it up. All right, guys. So again, PDD up to 75.20s here. We got the SPY at 398.80s, 399s. All right, guys. PDD at $75 here. Again, the SPY at 398.80s. Something going on with Balenciaga. Do y'all think Kathy Wood is correct when she says that Bitcoin's going to hit $1 million per coin in 2030? Look, I like Bitcoin, you know, but $1 million per coin by 2030 and only 8 years seems a little excessive, you know. I don't know if I agree with that. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that's accurate? Do you think guys think that's gonna happen? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Excessive. No. Yeah. Yeah, Kathy Woods. I mean, again, yeah, she's been wrong for a minute now. I mean, I don't know. She's been wrong short term, but long term, maybe her positions might work. I don't know. Um, All right, guys. So yeah, spied out of 399s. Look at PDD rip up here. So this is interesting. So PDD is a Chinese stock. With the turmoil going over in China, this thing is flying up. It's almost up to $76 now. The spy's at 399s here, so we're keeping an eye on that. What do you think about the Top Step Swing Combine? I think it could be powerful. You know, I'm a little bit better at swing trading than day trading lately, especially anyway. You know, so like I've been making tons of money in swing trading. Like swing trading has been powerful for me, just really profitable. With that, swing trading is all about patience. You know, like you don't always have to be in something. Like right now, like if you guys have heard me, I've been pretty flat in everything over the last 2 weeks. There just hasn't been like on charting, we're a little bit too extended on the upside for me personally to be buying up stuff. I don't see any deep value in anything. You know, I don't see any discounts in anything yet. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to get some. Like people act like I'm just a pure bull, but like I don't mind the market correcting on the downside because that allows me to buy up stuff. Still, you know, swing trading is all about patience. It really is. You can't just buy things nonstop. You got to just wait for discounts. And everything's not always discounts. Like you got to look at stocks. And I think swing trading is one of those things that you got to look at companies from a longer term range and understand where they're cheap, like where their value is and where it isn't. And so with that, I don't see anything really in the value territory for me personally. I just don't see any large caps that are cheap enough. And I'm talking about large caps. I'm not talking about mid caps that are obscure that, you know, are arguable about whether they're going to succeed long term. I'm talking about companies that are obviously going to succeed long term, like Apple, Google, Disney, Amazon. Those companies are the ones that I usually swing trade. And with that in mind, you know, I need value. I need discounts, and I just don't see anything yet. Maybe Google, maybe Amazon. Amazon being at $93 is pretty cheap, I think, considering what's going on and how many sales happened. And I think, you know, what's causing the market to drop today is not really going to affect Amazon like that. And so once the next minute passes, really, I might buy up some Amazon, but it's going to be small, and I'm going to take a small enough position to where I can add to it if it starts to go against me. Uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, and there might have been some good swing trades. Hey, what's up, crypto? Hey, what's up, RC? Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing good, man. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Chris? No chip manufacturers, NVIDIA. Yeah, I mean, those are. I think NVIDIA was good at 130s or 108s. It's just a little bit too high up. Look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA's made this big rebound here, man. Like, if we look at a daily chart for NVIDIA's made this big rebound lately, so it's just not extended enough on the downside for me personally. Yeah, what's up, Chris? Hope you're doing good, brother. But yeah, we're just not extended enough on the downside. Like, I need extension on the downside. Amazon might be arguable. You know, Amazon right around $90. I think this is objectively cheap for Amazon. I'm gonna buy up 25 shares right now. All right, we're in 25 shares of Amazon, and we might add some more if we keep dipping down to like 80s. You know, but I'm not gonna add any more right now. We're gonna sit on this one position, and then if we start to rebound, great. I think Amazon is, you know, set up to potentially do some stuff. What's up, Robert? No, not necessarily, Dave. Like, Amazon doesn't rely on them. Like, people selling on Amazon might, but it's not really going to negatively affect Amazon because there's always going to be other opportunities. Like Amazon, their third-party sellers are what sells, right? So Amazon third-party sellers are probably who you're referencing. But there's so much competition in terms of products that it doesn't really matter too much in that regard. And Amazon's down a ton over the last year. I think it's something where, you know, even if they don't get their products from there, you're going to have other competitors step in and say, hey, we'll offer those products. The thing to understand about Amazon is that Amazon doesn't get their products from anywhere. Now, the sellers on Amazon might get their products from overseas. A lot of wholesalers get their products from overseas. Like, what happens is a lot of people that sell on Amazon buy wholesale products from wholesale websites called Alibaba. If you want to know what Alibaba is and why it's relevant to all of this, is that Alibaba is a wholesale Chinese supplier, right? So you can go on Alibaba and you can buy wholesale goods from China. So I can say, hey, I want to buy yoga mats. And I want to start a yoga mat company. And I can go on Alibaba and I can kind of haggle with the suppliers and be like, yo, I'll pay you $2 a yoga mat if I buy 1,000 of them. You know, spend $4K, $2 a mat. You know, if I buy 2,000 of them, you know, I'll buy my yoga mats for $2 a piece, and then I'll bring them over and I'll slap a $20 price tag on them, and I'll even say, hey, if you include my logo on the yoga mats when you ship them over, I'll give you an extra 50 cents a mat, right? So I'll pay, you know, I'll get 2,000 yoga mats. I'll pay, you know, whatever it is, and you know, I'll pay $5K for the mats, and you know, and if you slap my logo on them, you know, and ship them here, I'll pay $5K for it. And they'll say, okay, deal done. And you'll pay the Chinese supplier and they'll send it over. And then you got your own yoga mats, and then you slap them on Amazon, $20 a piece. You know, your margin is $17.50 a mat. And that's how people start Amazon businesses. The problem is that it seems simple to do and it seems easy to do, but it's incredibly saturated. You know, you can make a lot of money at it, but you don't need to buy a course. Like the problem, like I've seen sprout up over the last like 5 to 10 years, is that you got all these gurus selling yoga mat courses, or not yoga mat. You got all these gurus selling Amazon FBA courses, and they'll try to act like it's just this get rich quick opportunity. I'll tell you a few things. Number one is that most of the products that sell are not like yoga mats or whatever it is. They do not have that good of margins. Like, the margins are not great. If you look at companies like Flippa.com, right? You look at Flippa.com, you'll notice a lot of people selling Amazon FBA businesses. What you'll notice is that the margins are not that good. You know, when you take into account Amazon fees mixed with shipping fees, mixed with the cut Amazon takes, you know, the margins are not great. You'll see a lot of those businesses are spending 10K plus. They're spending 10,000 plus to make like a couple thousand bucks, right? And so the problem is that a lot of these products are seasonal. A lot of these products change in terms of trends. Like, here's a great example: fidget spinners. got really popular, what, 5-10 years ago? When they got really big, when they first came out, fidget spinners were expensive, man. Like fidget spinners were like $30 a piece. Like everybody wanted one before gas stations and everybody had one. Fidget spinners were expensive. And so you had a lot of suppliers, wholesalers that bought them from China, got them shipped over. And then eventually everybody started selling them for cheap. They might have spent $20 a pop for these fidget spinners. And then eventually gas stations started selling them. Things changed, trends changed. And so a lot of suppliers just sat on bags and bags of losses from fidget spinners, And so again, the margins aren't great. And people make more money selling courses on how to sell on Amazon FBA than they do from actually selling on FBA. You know what I mean? And that's the problem, is that just like day trading, just like trading in general, you get these gurus come along and kind of ruin it for everybody, where people are making more money selling courses on how to trade versus actually trading. Just like that. Same thing happens with Amazon courses. But I'm getting out, I'm kind of going outside of what we were originally talking about. But my point here is that the stuff going on overseas is not going to wildly affect Amazon, in my opinion, because Amazon doesn't it might affect third-party sellers. Like you might have some third-party sellers that are affected by the Amazon thing, but it's not really going to affect Amazon as a whole. They're going to have other people that are willing to supply their products. It's not really Amazon selling these goods. Like they're listed on Amazon, but Amazon's not the one selling them. It's a random business selling them, like I just described. All right, we are getting some bounce backs though, recently. Yeah, and that's but again, a lot of the marketing out there, it's just like day trading. You'll notice this for every major industry. Just like day trading, you're gonna have people who sell sleazy courses on publicly available content. Like, bro, I promise you can find a really high quality Amazon FBA course on YouTube right now for free. On YouTube right now for free. You don't need to spend $3K on this course. And the way they do it is they have really good copywriters. They get really good writing, and they say, oh, join my free webinar. They'll say, join my free webinar. And then at the very end of that webinar, they'll hit you with the hard sell. Right? And by that point, they can be really, really convincing. Like they can be really, really convincing. But again, I'm going to say it again. You can find incredibly high quality courses on YouTube right now for free on Amazon FBA and day trading. Check our playlist. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars on that stuff. You just don't. Like there's so many people teaching it for free, very high quality stuff. And a lot of times the people who are the most profitable at it don't sell it. They don't sell the courses. They give it away for free because they're already making money doing it, and they're just trying to get some side income from it. And so they'll put it out there for free and make money on affiliate ads or whatever. You can find some high quality stuff on YouTube right now for free in both of those niches of business, and it's just going to be a lot more effective. Now learning. All right, guys, so we're getting a little bit of a rebound here. Again, we did buy Amazon about 93.50s. Market started to bounce back. SPY up there at 399s. Here we got Apple at 145s. I saw someone over the weekend where one of the people pushing those courses got fined $53 million for it. In what? In trading or FBA? I bought the E-mini pre-market and it dumped down $700 in 5 minutes. My jaw dropped. Yeah, you should be trading the E-mini, brother. The E-mini moves too quick, bro. There's a reason I trade the micro. Bear markets usually have capitulation before a reversal, and we have not had that. Yeah, maybe. Oh, wow. What's his name? Pawn. Yeah, I recognize that guy. He is 53 million. Sheesh. You think the situation overseas is going to make Apple correct a bit? I'm not sure. I really have no idea, you know. Kevin David, yeah. Yeah, but this dude is just king of the sleaze, though. Like, this dude's just king of sleaziness. You know what I mean? Wait, is this the little... Yeah, this is just king of the sleaze, though. And I mean, this is what they do, man. Like, I know this because I've seen it. Like, I see it, I know it. Like, again, let me give you guys a good example here, okay? Like, I'm going to go to flippa.com. I want you guys to see how you can track this, you know? Flippa.com. You go to flippa.com. You can find Amazon, and this is what flippa.com is. It's an online, flippa.com is an online, it is an online like marketplace. It sells like digital products, right? So I can look Amazon FBA. You can see what the margins are for this, right? Some of them are killing it. They're making good money, you know. But like, let me show you. This thing's making $1,300 a month, right? $1,300 a month. Let's look at how much he's spending. They're not going to let me look at it. Yeah, so they're selling it for 20K. The margins are usually not that great. And you can check it. Look at Amazon Fly here. Hey, you love to see it. You love to see it. I'm going to take a little bit off here. I mean, I've made my money. I'm going to take like eight shares off and just lock in that money. All right, so we just got out. We just locked in, you know, a cool little profit. Only holding about 17 shares left. And we'll sit on that just to lock in some money here. We just got a quick little rebound, so we'll take the green. And then we'll sit on the rest. That way we're not going to lose no matter what. But again, I mean, the problem, I know I might sound like a broken record. And I think you get people who are like the prime targets of these sleazy, like, course sellers. Like, the reality of it is they rent a bunch of luxury stuff. Like, they rent some Lamborghinis or some supercars. They pose with them and they take pictures. And they just act like there's some, they act like they're just richy rich. You know what I mean? From Amazon FBA. But the reality is they're like, he says he's an 8-figure entrepreneur, Kevin David. The problem is he's probably making 8 figures, or at least putting in 8 figures in terms of sales from selling courses on how to do this stuff instead of actually doing it. You know, that's the problem. I think he's a YouTuber as well. Let me see. Yeah, so he is a YouTuber as well. What did he get fined for? I mean, but here's something that you'll notice from this guy, man. Like, here's something that you'll notice from this guy, Kevin David, is that this dude's got 1.47 million subscribers. All right, like, this dude's got a bunch of subscribers. He's got 1.5 million subs. This dude's getting roughly the same amount of views that I'm getting. with millions of subscribers. This dude's getting about the same amount of views, a little bit less, to be honest, depending on how you look at it. But you look at his lives. Yeah, you look at his shorts and his what he's actually posting. He's not really getting that many views for running a huge channel like this. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, we'll take the little Amazon, but we bought the dip. You don't, you go bankrupt is probably what it's gonna do, RC, is my guess. Oh, my bad. No screenshots, bro? Oh, my bad. Here, hold on. All right, try to now. All right, so Amazon popping up again here. We're gonna take a little bit more off now. All right, we just took a little bit more off. We got 15 shares left. Just locking in some profit after buying the dip. Dip worked really nice. Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not against people selling courses. Like, I'm really not. Like, you go ahead and sell you a course. Like, if you're really about that and you're really doing that. But the problem is, like, what happens, this is what really happens, is like you got a lot of big time traders that are selling courses, right? And you got a bunch of small YouTube channels who want promotion from the big time traders, right? They want to be friends with the big time traders, and so they kind of just turn a blind eye to some of the sleaziness that goes on, and they just never criticize the big traders because, again, they're kind of so desperate to get support from the big traders, right? You see it a lot on Twitter where it's like, I'll call out some stuff and it's like people will just be like, oh, he's so negative. It's like most of the time the people being like that, the other little small channels being like that, just want promotion from the big channels, and it's like, I don't care about any of that. None of the big channels are giving me promotion anyway. Like, I could just be real. Like, most of the courses are nonsense. Like, but I'm not against selling courses. Like, listen, if you got a course and it's like less than a few $100, it's like a few $100 or less, like, do your thing, sell your course. I'm not mad at that. If you actually know what you're talking about, there can be value in there. Like, do your thing. But if you're some 18-year-old with braces out here trying to act like a stock market expert over here, trying to act like you're just some get-rich-quick guru type of person driving Lambos, and just again, there's been a lot of people that have tried to enter this market lately, and in the end, it is what it is, You hear my little new puppy, dude. This little puppy's cool, bro. All right, so yeah, Amazon popped up a little bit here. I'm tempted to add a little bit more too. I'm trying to see this Kevin David news. What was he fined for? All right, so yeah, the Federal Trade Commission is taking action against DK Automation and its owners, Kevin David and David Shawn, for using unfounded claims of big returns to entice consumers into money-making schemes involving Amazon business packages, business coaching, and crypto. The FTC complaint alleges that the defendant promised customers that they could generate passive income on autopilot, when the truth was that few customers ever made money, even from these schemes. It ripped off consumers by manipulating reviews and making empty promises of big returns on crypto investment schemes and bogus business programs. Honestly, the more I read about stuff like this, the happier I am to have designed my business the way it is, bro. Like, again, people make fun of me and like they can say whatever they want, but one thing I don't do is I don't give out unreasonable expectations. Like, I tell people the truth, and I do so because this community really is a blessing, but in order to justify it, I have to be honest with people. I can't scam people. It's just not something that I think that I would really be able to do. Let's see if the spot can get back over 400. But yeah, he doesn't have to pay 53 million. It's going to require them to turn over 2.6 million to be used to refund customers harmed in this process. Yeah, there was some type of crypto bot going along with this as well. Yeah, so again, we're kind of reading about this. Amazon pulling back a little bit. I kind of want to buy Amazon here. I think I'll wait, but I do kind of want to buy Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The important part, it really helps. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing that, like, hey, what's up, David? What do you got on screen there? Nothing. We're looking at Amazon. We bought the Amazon dip. We're writing this up. We'll see. The thing to understand about the big time YouTubers is that they're making so much money from selling courses that it doesn't matter. They don't need sponsors a lot of the time when they're big enough, because they're making so much money selling courses that it doesn't matter, right? Like, I just try to be as honest as I can. Like, people ask me things, I say I don't know when I really don't know. And I might be wrong about everything I say. Aapl pulling back pretty big here. We're at 145s, 145s for Aapl. Seeing if there's any recent news. A lot of craziness going on with the protests overseas. Hey, thank you, Richard. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, I'm not really knocking Meet Kevin. I'm really not knocking him. I watched him when he was in real estate, and so again, a lot of people are mad about the FTX thing, right? But the reality of it is, FTX was the third largest crypto exchange in the world. You can't get mad at the sponsorees. You can't get mad at the sponsorees. I know people are going to be, because people are just looking for somebody to blame and they're frustrated. But it's like, look, okay, here's a great example. Okay, let me find the best example I can give. Let me find the best example. Hold on. I'm going to give you a good example here. Hold on. Okay, here's an example. All right. Michael Phelps was sponsored by Cornflakes. Okay, Michael Phelps was sponsored by Cornflakes. Michael Phelps, best swimmer ever, right? He was sponsored by Cornflakes, right? If you found out that Cornflakes wasn't what it said it was, are you gonna get mad at Michael Phelps for it? No, absolutely not. You know why? Because he was just sponsored by them. You know, you can't get mad at the person getting sponsored by them. You know, most of these people don't actually use these products. You know, and so it's one of those things where it's like, look, people are mad at all them from FTX, but it's like, bro, FTX was the third largest crypto exchange in the world. They didn't know, nobody knew what FTX was doing, especially not these people. And so in that regard, you can't really get mad at the people that were sponsored by FTX. And again, I'm going to clarify, I was never sponsored by them, never put a penny onto FTX exchange. I got very lucky. I never put a penny, never promoted them, never did anything like that. But at the same time, you can't really get mad at the people who did, because they were just another sponsor. You know, like I've been sponsored by a lot of different platforms over time, you know, and I genuinely try to pick out good platforms. I do. But like, you can't really knock Meet Kevin and Graham Stephan or any of them for using and promoting FTX, because at the time, FTX was the third largest crypto exchange in the world. Nobody has a crystal ball here. Like, nobody could see what they're doing. And so it's like, you got to get mad at FTX. You get mad at Sam Bankman-Fried. You get mad at them. You don't get mad at the random influencers who are sponsored by them. You know, it's not a reasonable frustration. You know, like in the end, you got to be responsible for your own due diligence in that regard for FTX. You know, they're not going to see anything that you can't see. You know, and so it's like, you just got to see it from that perspective. I think everybody just wants to blame somebody, and they want to blame the biggest people. But like, it's not the sponsoree's fault. You know. Yeah, but just because you're sponsored doesn't mean you're only on YouTube for money. I mean, again, none of those are sensical. None of those complaints are sensical, in my opinion. Like, if anybody is spending money, like, I'll put it this way: if you're spending hours and hours of your own time on YouTube creating video content, live streaming, I am definitely in this for money, and that's not an unreasonable expectation. Everybody's sitting here spending hours and hours of their time is doing this for money. You know, if we didn't get paid to do it, we wouldn't do it. You know, and that's not unreasonable either. You know what I mean? Like, in the end, look, I get it, people are frustrated, but you got to blame it on the people whose fault it actually is, not the random people who were sponsored by it. You know. PDD short. How's PDD doing, man? I see it ripping up. Amazon, we're still in our Amazon dip buy here. PDD pull it back a little bit. Let's see if it bounces at 75. 75 is a psychological level here. And so we'll see if it actually bounces there. And again, this is coming from somebody that never promoted FTX once, never deposited a penny into FTX exchange. So it's like, it's not like I'm defending myself here. Really, I'm defending competitors to me, you know. But at the same time, it's how I truly feel. Like, I don't think you can get mad at the people who were sponsored by them. You know, like, I think in the end, like, it's just a sponsor, you know. Like I said, do you think Michael Phelps actually eats cornflakes? You know, he doesn't. You know, he might, I don't know. But like, you think Alex Baldwin really uses Amex? You know what I mean? You think Henry Winkler really uses onereversemortgage.com? Of course not. You know what I mean? You got to just look at it objectively and say, okay, like, if you were them, you would get sponsored by these companies too. Like, if you could, you would take money from these companies too. And you can't even lie and say you wouldn't, you know? Like, I did a funny poll. I asked people, I said, hey, man, Jerome Powell's got a hard job. And I asked people to be honest. I said, listen, if you could take Jerome Powell's job, would you? I definitely would, bro. Somebody put me as chairman in the Federal Reserve. I'll take that job in a heartbeat, bro. Sign me up, you know? And if you say you wouldn't, you're probably lying, you know? And so I just think you gotta look at it objectively, I think. Apple started to dip down. It's at 145, man. Apple's still dipping. We got a lot of unrest overseas. A lot of stuff going on. MMAT, I know MMAT. You actually are trying to help people and provide educational content. Their channels are just driven on clickbait. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate it, Michael. I appreciate you, brother. I really do. Thank you, man. Yeah, I mean, I try to. I mean, but at the same, like, I try to help people for sure, and I'm honest with people. Like, that's my big thing. Like, I'm in hindsight with all the craziness going on. I just try to be honest with people, and it's like I make money doing it. I think, in my opinion, I have the best of both worlds, right? Like, I don't have to sell a course myself. Like, I can just be honest with people about my own opinion of it, and sometimes that makes people mad, and sometimes it doesn't. But I can do so and then make money while I do it, and so it's the best of both worlds. Um, but I think a lot of those people are helping people as well. You know, like I think some of those people are helping people as well. Maybe I'm biased because I've always kind of like watched Meet Kevin from when he was doing real estate, going door to door, ringing on people's doorbells and selling real estate. So I've been watching it for a long time. So I'm sure I have some bias there. But again, I don't think you can really get mad at the sponsor. You know, I think you got to understand, like, okay, if it was obviously really sketchy, fine. But like FTX was the third largest crypto exchange in the world. It's really hard to predict what's going to happen. But I know some people did as well. At the same time, I do know some people did. Yeah, thank you, team. I appreciate it. Right. Anybody that says they wouldn't take his job is probably lying, bro. Sign me up, dude. You know? Honestly, he doesn't make as much as people think he does, though. Jerome Powell's salary is only $200K. That's pretty close to what I make, you know? So, like, would I want the pressure of being the Federal Reserve? I don't know. SPY at 399s. PDD at 75.50s. Apple at 145s. Amazon, we bought Amazon dip. We're sitting in this right now. What's AMC doing, man? AMC rip it up. What about NVIDIA as well? NVIDIA's just been flying up. AMC's still up some too. I'm holding AMC. AMC, ironically, is the only thing I'm holding. Yeah. Yeah, Sam. I mean, Sam was definitely sketch. Definitely sketch. Yeah, I don't know, Raul. Yeah. Can BBBY? Man, BBBY, dude. It's been a while since I even looked at that. It's at $3. I'm kind of tempted to buy some more of Amazon here. I might buy 5 more shares. What's my average? Okay, my average is pretty solid, and maybe I just won't buy more. Hey, good luck, Raul. Yeah, honestly, we got a pretty big week this week, dude. We really do. Like, we got a lot of stuff happening this week. I just tweeted Elon Musk. We'll see if he responds back. SPY, pull it back to the volume weighted average price here. I kind of want to buy this dip on a short-term little day trade. I guess I will. Again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I might be wildly wrong about this. Please do not copy me. All right. Do not copy me. There's 25 shares. We'll see if this holds. I kind of wanted to add to my Amazon trade as well, but we'll just sit. Hey, how did the Eagles do yesterday? Nice. Eagles are freaking 10-1, bro. If Jalen Hurts doesn't win the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be disappointed. Nobody remind me of LSU A&M. Nobody remind me. Okay. I don't even want to hear it. I'm in Texas right now too. I'm like 2 hours south of College Station. Nobody remind me of LSU right now. Nobody remind me. Tough, man. Nobody remind me of the Saints game either, bro. Saints are terrible. LSU, lost. It hurts. It hurts. Do you think the market will crash today? I don't know. Can you explain the volume average price thing? You're talking about the volume weighted average price, the V-WAP? Yeah, I use the V-WAP because it's a trend indicator. It's an intraday trend indicator. So, I mean, I use it on a short-term basis, but not a long-term basis. The weighted V-WAP long-term is actually pretty powerful. If you look at the weighted long-term V-WAP, it makes a lot of sense, and you can use it in trading. But this is mostly just short-term trend identification. So, if we scroll back here, sorry, I got my camera's in the way of this here now. If we scroll back here, the market's been pretty chop lately, I will say that. But like it's a short-term trend identifier. And so again, in this regard, like you can look at this on the 23rd here. You'll notice like it maintains over you can see the stock maintaining over the volume weighted average price. So every time it pulls back to the VWAP, it bounces right there. And so you can see that's what the volume weighted average price is showing me. It's showing you the short-term trend. When we're above the VWAP like this, we're in an upward trend. You can also see when the trend breaks. Here's the trend changing here. Here's the trend changing to a downward trend. We break underneath the volume weighted average price and we reject and come back down. Again, this is the way I use it. And if you look at it afterwards, you can see we maintained a downward trend for a period of time here until we broke back over. And then we started maintaining that upward trend again. You can see when we start maintaining it, we actually hold support. We hold support. We hold support. But yeah, it's an intraday trend indicator is what it is. Works really well. All right, we bought the SPY here, a little dip around the volume weighted average price. Again, so we're pulling back here. Let's see if it holds it. What it really is, though, it's a milestone level is what it is. It's a level that a lot of other people are paying attention to and watching, Hey, what's up, Kieran? What's your bias for the day on the Q? I don't know, man. I think a lot of craziness is going on with Apple. It's interesting. But you just said you don't know what you were doing. Yeah, I might have no idea. I mean, I've been trading for 5+ years, and so I kind of know what I'm doing to a certain extent. But I'm not guaranteeing anything. 1 minute, 5 minute, 20 minute. Hey, thank you, Humberto. Yeah, so my bias on the day. John, there was a time when you had people come into your program and provide different content. Has this changed just because your content has changed, or have people fallen away? I mean, I used to have people come on the show. It's a lot of work for me to do so. So it really is. It's a lot of work for me to bring different guests on, a lot of contracts. Also, it's one of those things where, like, a lot of the time you get people on your show and, like, they want to stream themselves eventually, right? So a lot of the time, like, they might act like they don't want to stream, but they want to stream. And so you get people that come to my show and they get promotion and stuff like that. And then they eventually just kind of pivot and try to stream themselves. It's just easier for me to keep it myself. I also noticed a drop in viewership. Like, what I noticed is that, like, if I try to have somebody else host my show, like if I have somebody else host my show, viewership drops. And so it's like, I'm not trying to be braggy, but like people most of the time stick around for me. They don't really, we might have some people that other people want to see, but it's just easier to keep it just me. You know, like we can run it myself. It's just less work. As well as like we cover big economic data and releases now. Like we kind of strayed away from penny stocks. And so I think in that regard, like we're not really penny stock traders. We're mostly just covering big economic activity. All right, so again, we bought this dip on the SPY here. Again, I almost added more to Amazon, but we stopped ourselves from it. Yeah, 100% solstice. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we make money on this trade. Who knows, man? Does tape reading help you? No. I'm not really much of a level 2 trader. Yeah, I'm just not much of a level 2 trader. I don't find much value in level 2. I think level 2 is incredibly obscure. And I think a lot of people use it to like promote themselves. They're like, look at my great level 2 course. And it's like most of the time level 2 is just not. The level 2 is highly manipulated, and so it's like people claiming that they know how to read it, in my opinion, a lot of the time are just kind of, they're trying to seem like they know what they're talking about, but like most of it's manipulated. Like the level 2, people throw fake orders up, they move it down. Like there's not really much of an edge that you can get from reading it, in my opinion. But maybe I just don't know how to read it correctly. I just never found value in the level 2. I'm mostly a volume weighted average price momentum trader. Level 2 just isn't as relevant to me. Yeah, I mean, again, like a lot of the time, what I've noticed is like I get a lot of people that work with the channel, and like we're a small YouTube channel. We're just a small YouTube channel. Like we got less than 100K of subscribers, and so we're getting bigger. Like we're definitely getting bigger, and the channel's definitely growing. And I think sometimes you have growing pains, but it's like you get a lot of people that want to work for the channel, but it's like we don't really have the need to hire, a million people. Like really, I have Pawn that I hire. He's like my main mod. Um, and we pay some other mods like small amounts of money, but it's like over time you just realize we don't need that yet. Like maybe one day we'll hire more people, and I've tried to hire people before, but it's like it's not that they didn't provide value. It was just kind of a waste. We didn't get the growth that we wanted from hiring all these people. And in the end, the growth that we got was mostly from stuff that I was doing myself, like covering these big economic streams, were things that I started covering personally myself, And so it's like, I think I have 5 years of experience of growing a YouTube channel. So I'm going to know more than most people I would hire anyway. And so over time, you just realize that hiring people is just not the right move. Like hiring people with big money, or like spending tons of money hiring people, it's just not the right move. Like we're going to get the same thing from just myself working on it. And I'm going to have my own channel's best interest. And it's just less of a waste. Yeah, exactly, Chris. People throw big orders out and then take them back. It's just so difficult to really judge. There's just a lot of momentum. Yeah, we're not going to promote any other people here, unfortunately. There's just no way to really vet it. You know? A lot of the time it's like small YouTube channels try to. Yeah, 100%. Having people work for you is like having more kids. And we got some good ones. But what I like, again, what happens is like, it's great having people work with me. And a lot of people want to work with the channel, but we're just a small YouTube channel. Like, we don't need a ton of people working for us. We just don't. You know, we make enough money and like we just don't need that many people working for us. Like, I might hire some people for like software stuff. Like, I might need some software work. But what I realized is like the stress of having people work for me and the money we spent on it was not worth the growth that we were getting from it. And we weren't really growing much from it either. You know, we started growing the most from pivoting to cover these big economic streams. You know, and like the pawn is probably, like I said, he's like the main mod I have working for me right now, and he, really easy to deal with. Like, running the channel is just, I focus on what's the easiest to deal with. Like, I got kids and a wife and a family outside of YouTube, and so it's like I just looking for stress free, you know. 3 years plus trading for me. It takes a lot of time and devotion. Yeah. Yeah, my swing trading, man, has been very effective. That's the one thing where it's like, I'm very confident in my trading skills because I understand I can like make a ton of money swing trading. Like, my swing trades have been very accurate, you know. All right, guys. So SPY still consolidating. We're in Amazon right now. I told you guys we bought Amazon earlier. So we're just kind of sitting on Amazon right now. We bought a dip. We're also in the SPY currently. We bought a dip on the SPY. We're up small, very small position. We could add a little bit more. But yeah, like, over the years, we've had a lot of people that worked with us, but like, okay, so like a lot of people that worked with us have wanted to stream themselves. So like, they've wanted to stream too, you know? And it's like, we don't really need more streaming. Like, one of the things that helps YouTube the most is scarcity. Like, not posting a million streams a day, you know? So it's like, whenever you do start your stream up, people haven't seen you in a while. So they join your stream, where it's like, if you're streaming 5 or 6 times a day, the algorithm's going to recognize that, and they're going to say, hey, less people are joining the stream, you know? So it's like, you got to be really strategic with when you stream on YouTube. The other thing is like, you got to stream the right things, you know? And then we had some other people that worked with us that like more so wanted to pull us in a different way. Like, they wanted to make us kind of like the guru style of trading, where it's like, we got these gurus and we're pumping penny stocks and like selling courses and like all that stuff. And I just didn't want that either. And so it's like, you get other people that like want me to be some expert trader. In the end, like, my vision for the channel has always been the same, which is I just want a resourcing community of traders. I'm not claiming to be an expert myself. I'm not selling a course myself. I'm just kind of putting everything out there for free. And I think that's the right way to do it, you know? And that's the way we're going to keep doing it. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, what would you guys like to see here? It's always a good option. We got Amazon still sitting back here. Part of me wants to add a little bit more to Amazon, because I think the SPY might be a little bit extended on the downside short term now. And so I might add a little bit back to Amazon here. We bought a little dip. We'll add another 10 shares back here. All right, so 25 shares. We'll take 35 and we'll sit in that. We're also in the SPY right now. I might add a little bit more to the SPY. We're going to go ahead and add 50 shares of the SPY here. So we have 50 shares of the SPY, 35 shares of Amazon right now that we just bought on this dip. And again, we'll see if this works. We're pulling back here. We do have a little double top. We'll see if we get something good. Yeah. Yeah, I hope Amazon goes up. John, aren't you entering at V-WAP resistance, though? Well, the VWAP resistance, I don't buy anything under VWAP. I am buying because we have, this is the reason I'm buying this, or adding some to it, I guess I should say, is that we have a higher low right here. We have a low right here at VWAP. We have a higher low right here. We do have a double top here though, but like we have a higher low here. And so I'm looking for it to, it pulls back to the VWAP, it bounces, it pivots, and then goes like that is what I'm looking for it to do. Now, I don't know if we're actually going to get that. But yeah, we kind of pull back the V-WAP, bounce, get a little mini pullback, and then rip up like that is hopefully what we get. Yeah, I mean, we've got some really good courses. We got some really good courses on V-WAP. And so if you haven't seen some of our courses, I think the best course that we have right now on the channel is the advanced V-WAP course that we have. I think that's the best one. So if you look at this, I'll post this video up. The advanced V-WAP course is the best one we have right now. And it's completely free. It doesn't cost anything. Let me find it. Go to advanced day trading course. Yeah, so there's the advanced V-WAP course. We might have to edit the playlist of this as well. Let me, I might have to edit this a little bit, the playlist section. Yeah, I gotta customize it here. So I'm gonna fix this. We are getting some dips here. We did add some to Amazon though. There we go. All right, I could add a little bit more here on the SPY. I'm not going to. It could go against me too fast. Y'all do me a favor, hit that like button. Help us break 100 likes real quick. I'm a pretty good trader and I listen to you guys almost every day. I wouldn't change what you were doing. It's a nice place to hang out and learn. Hey, thank you, man. Yeah, all good, Wayne. Any reason we might not close green today? Interesting. I only trade penny stuff, but it's cryptos. Yeah, I mean, the problem with penny stocks is simple. A lot of new traders get wrapped up in penny stocks, and they think like you have to trade penny stocks. They think that you need to trade and you have to trade penny stocks. The problem, though, is like penny stocks, it's so difficult to vet realistically. You know, it's so difficult to vet realistically where it's like, you might find what you consider good due diligence, like good data for penny stocks, but they're so manipulated and it's so heavily misleading that it's hard to gauge how strong these companies really are. You know, with penny stocks, like they're so desperate to survive that if you think about like Wolf of Wall Street, Aerodyne International, cutting edge firm in the Midwest awaiting huge, civilian and military uses and awaiting patent approval on civilian and military uses, all this stuff, right? And really, it's just a shack. It's a shack, but because it's a penny stock, and that's literal penny stocks is what they were promoting in that movie. Because it's a penny stock, in order to sell it to people, they've got to lie about it, basically. That is very true to penny stocks in most small cap companies, to where it's like they have to mislead people in order to get people to buy it. And so it just kind of creates this environment where you get YouTubers pumping up penny stocks. You get all these people that just don't really know anything about the company. acting like it's just the best company ever, are trying to influence their own positions. And it's just so sleazy at a certain point that it's just not really a healthy market for traders to get involved with. There's just too much sensationalized manipulation, unfortunately. Boeing. Boeing's interesting. I don't really know enough about it to say yes or no for this one. Like, I don't know enough about it. I think it's okay, but I just don't know enough about it to say I like it or dislike it. Boeing's all right. Looking at like a daily chart for Boeing, it's pretty neutral on the last year. So it's pretty neutral in the last year. I don't know enough about the company to say yes or no for Boeing. You know. Yeah, Mullins definitely won. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Yeah, just most penny stocks just fail. Like it's unfortunate. You see a lot of like long-term investors in penny stocks. But most of them are just failures, like long term. Like if you look at a lot of the people holding long term are people that got stuck, you know. But like most penny stocks are terrible companies that are going to fail long term. And so it's like, to be honest, you should never invest long term in a penny stock, in my opinion. Like I never do. I'm never putting my money long term in a penny stock because the odds of success are so far down that it's just unlikely to win. As opposed to something where it's like if you put money in a large blue chip company, you're almost certainly going to make money long term. And that's a profound edge that a lot of new traders don't understand. Is that like in blue chip companies like Apple, Disney, Amazon, you're going to make money long term if you sit in it. You know, you're going to make money long term if you sit in it. As opposed to penny stocks where it's the opposite. If you sit in it long term, you're probably going to lose money. And so traders who, for whatever reason, decide to ignore the edge of long-term success in blue chips and instead jump in the long-term likelihood of losing in penny stocks are usually just getting manipulated into doing so. And you got to look at it objectively. Like the edge you get is profound in blue chips as opposed to penny stocks where there's no edge long-term, you know? Yeah, Doge. Yeah, I saved my mom on Doge, bro. My mom wanted Doge at 65 cents. And I said, Mom, don't do it. And sure enough, she didn't. And we got really lucky that she didn't. All right, guys. So again, we are great on the SPY here. Amazon, we did buy the dip in Amazon. Again, part of me wants to add a little bit more here. We'll add another 15 shares into Amazon. Not really a swing trade yet, but we'll take it as one. We're in 50 shares of Amazon. We're in the SPY. We got 50 shares of the SPY, 50 shares of Amazon. Yeah, my account's got this account got almost 40,000 in it right now. So I mean, we've got some buying power currently. Like this position as a whole is about 20K. Amazon position is about 5,000. So Amazon's a small position. But that's my point, is that you can take swing trades with small amounts of money. You don't need tons of money, you know. Yeah, for sure. 100% win. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. Remember HKD? Again, a lot of people all about HKD. You know, they wanted HKD. But again, this kind of shows the manipulation that you get $12 to 2,500 back down to 18 bucks. You know, it really shows the manipulation you get from these, man. Yeah, Doge, I don't know. What's the utility of Doge? So, like, I think the problem with company or with crypto like Doge is like, what's the real utility here? You know, like what's the use case argument for Doge? You know what I mean? That's the only question, is what's the use case? Yeah, well, they're everywhere, man. Like penny stock manipulation is everywhere. It's one of the reasons it's so difficult to make money in penny stocks, and I'll explain how. Like even if you're day trading penny stocks, it's difficult because you might be able to trade the patterns correctly, but like you're gonna have a small percentage of the time that you just get absolutely destroyed on a penny stock trade, because the penny stock goes up and then somebody manipulates it and just slams it down all of a sudden, right? So you might have a stock that goes up to $2, and then somebody just unloads that position and drops that $2 stock down to $1.50 in like 3 seconds. And so you lose 25% of value in 3 seconds, and your trade is gone. Like, a lot of people's months are gone. And so it's like, it's one of those things where even if you find profitable patterns in penny stocks, like, the odds of success long-term in day trading penny stocks is very low as well. Tom, skateboard, Tom from MySpace. But I remember the MySpace days, bro. MySpace was cutthroat. Top 8 friends, you know, democracy, you know. All right, so there goes Amazon. We added 50 shares into Amazon. We're getting a little bit of a rebound here. We'll see if our entry price is about 93.70s. And so again, the SPY's pull it back here. I like this less now. I do like the SPY less now. If we're not going to really rip up here, I do like this less, and I will cut this position and re-enter if it continues to fall. I just don't like it if it bounces, or if it doesn't bounce fast. We'll give it some time because we're pretty close to break even here. But yeah, I don't really like this on the SPY. I think we got to look at like Apple too. A lot of stuff's going on overseas with Apple, making people skeptical of tech. It is Cyber Monday though. Maybe we'll get some sympathy movement. Bro, Tom, man, people knock on Tom because of Facebook and stuff like that, but Tom sold Facebook for like $500 million, bro. He sold it for like 490 something million, I think, if I remember correctly. And so people knock on Tom, but like, bro, Tom did it, you know. I remember Facebook. I remember MySpace. MySpace was before Facebook. So like MySpace was actually cool. I used to like it, it's not real code. Like, most programmers don't consider HTML and CSS code, but you can do HTML and CSS on your profile page on MySpace. So it's like you kind of coded your MySpace page to a certain extent, and you'd have like music in the background. It was kind of cool. Like, MySpace was actually kind of cool. You'd have like a it was kind of like a poster board, so to speak. But yeah, eventually Facebook got big and MySpace went out the window. Tom got paid, yeah. I like MySpace. Like I said, I grew up in a period of time where social media was first starting to gain relevancy. You know, so like I grew up when MySpace was still around. I grew up when Facebook first started, like people first started using Facebook. Yeah, we're probably going to cut this. We're not going to sit on this. You know, we're green in our Amazon trade, but again, I'm going to let it test the volume weighted average price. We break underneath this level here. I got to cut it. I'm trying to be patient with it. All right, so John Himpton covered his AMC position. He says, okay, I admitted I covered my AMC entirely because I am scared, dear apes. That should be a sign for you. One of the biggest short sellers in the world covered because he is scared. The stock is going up, way up. Buy more, push it up, please. This is not financial advice. Is he a big short seller? I don't know. I've never really heard of John Himpton. Like I said, I'm probably going to cut this. Yeah, we're going to get out. It might bounce here, but the risk isn't worth it for me. I'm going to get out with my small little loss. All right, so Amazon dipping down again. We're slightly green on that trade. We're slightly green. So this isn't really a candle. This is just a rogue order getting filled from the market opening up at 8 o'clock. Yeah. Dude, I'm not telling people the year I was born. Yeah, top 8. Yeah, bro, you had top 8 friends. So it's like, bro, if you thought you were in somebody's circle and you weren't, ooh, man, it hurt. It hurt. Aapl pulled it back down at 145.30s here, 145.30s. Again, we ended up covering our little spy dip. Yeah, the protests overseas. Yeah. And then, like, I remember having girlfriends at the time and, like, them wanting to be my number 1 friend. But, like, I would always have, like, my homies as number 1. And then the girlfriend is number 2, and that caused drama. You know, I remember that. MySpace, man. MySpace was old, bro. Like I said, MySpace was old. We're still at Amazon. I might add some back here. Again, we'll see if we add some back. If SPY pops back over V-WAP and then pulls back, we might add a little bit more, but we're going to wait. Yeah, it would actually be V-WAP support, but right now, again, we're just kind of pivoting back and forth. My bigger trade today is Amazon. We're in 50 shares of Amazon. So I'm trying to let this work. But all right, Amazon's still popping up. Again, we're at 50 shares of Amazon. It looks like this actually held the VWAP here. We might buy it right back. Yeah, we're buying it right back. And we'll see if it holds now. Yeah, what I will ask is that, like, look, I'm kind of taking little feeler trades. None of these are really profound trades or anything like that, like really big trades. And so what I will ask is try not to be too critical of the little trades I'm getting involved with. Like, I get a lot of people that wait for me to be right or wrong and then try to say I told you so afterwards. And that's just not it's not going to be a fun dynamic here, you know. So I will kind of kindly request people to kind of keep it simple and you know, just kind of let me go back and forth with my trade. None of these are huge positions. You know, these are all very small positions, and we're just kind of trying to catch a trend that shows up. And if it gets rejected here, we'll get back out again. It doesn't really matter too much. Like, I make so much money on my swing trades that, like, I'm kind of day trading, but the bigger trades that I'm the most worried about this morning are my swing trades. And, you know, again, the one that we recently got into was Amazon. Yeah, we're still at Amazon. Freaking JB, man. Like, ugh, dude. Like, and I genuinely feel bad because JB was like really into the channel, but like I just had to block him on Twitter. The problem with him is that, like, my Lululemon position, like, he's the prime person I'm talking about when the need to say I told you so. Like, my Lululemon position is that Lululemon makes tons of money right now. I'm not trying to say Lululemon doesn't make money right now. Lululemon is rolling in money right now. And what I said is that I don't trust Lululemon long term, not short term. Of course, Lululemon makes so much money short term that, of course, they're making money right now. What I'm really talking about is Lululemon in 5 to 10 years. You know, is Lululemon going to be where it's at now in 5 to 10 years? Absolutely not. Lululemon is going to be noticeably less, in my opinion, in 5 to 10 years because it's a trendy company. It's a clothing brand, right? Over time, clothing brands don't succeed. And so trying to say I told you so over a 6 month period is completely irrelevant to what I was actually saying, and it's just kind of desperate to be right. And thus is the reason he got banned from the Discord in the first place, is because he's so desperate to be right that like he ignores the whole point of all of it, which is that I'm not talking about short term. Like I never was. What I'm really talking about is over the next 5 to 10 years. In 10 years, Lululemon is probably not going to be as expensive as it is now. Why? Because clothing brands historically, the problem with clothing brands is that you only have a small percentage of them that actually succeed long term. And so they might be big and exciting like Lululemon is right now. They might be huge, which Lululemon is. It's big. It's a big company, but the odds of success long term, the odds that Lululemon stays relevant long term over the next 5 to 10 years is incredibly low. And you can look at every major clothing and fashion brand. American Eagle lost tons of relevancy. It's freaking $10 a share or whatever it is. Abercrombie and Fitch, Hollister. You could look at every single one. They might be big. They may, of course, if you look back at Hollister in 2008, they're going to be wildly successful. In 2005, they're going to be wildly successful. You look at them now and they're failing. Why? Because they're trends, they're fashion brands. Like over time, they fail, unfortunately. And like, that's all I was saying. That's my point in all of it, is that over time they fail. They're not going to succeed long term because they're fashion. And so putting your money in these companies long term, not short term, not over the next year or two, but putting your money into these things long term is going to cause you to lose money, in my personal opinion, of course, in my personal opinion. No, not you, Wayne. I'm not talking about you, brother. I'm talking about somebody pinned me on Twitter and said something like I told you so on Twitter. That's who I was really talking about. I'm not talking about anybody here. And I'm just gonna give it a little friendly reminder out in order to keep the harmony, is all I'm doing. It's all good. Buy some Spanx. Yeah, like major fashion brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, stuff like that are usually going to be okay long term. But honestly, it's not necessarily true either, though. Like even those really big fashion brands are vulnerable, in my opinion. And you can see this by looking at like Kate Spade. You can see this by looking at Michael Kors. These are brands that are not really big anymore. Like most of the luxury, like most people do not buy Michael Kors. Most people do not buy Louis Vuitton. Or no, people buy Louis Vuitton. I'm sorry. Most people do not buy like Dolce and Gabbana. Not really big anymore. Kate Spade, not really big anymore. Michael Kors, not really big anymore. Like these brands are they eventually fade out. Unfortunately. And Lulu will too over the next 5 or 10 years, 100%. Like sure, right now it's making tons of money though, and so if you bring it up right now, it's not relevant to what I'm talking about. It never was. Like right now, it doesn't matter about Lululemon. It doesn't matter. Like right now, they're making tons of money. They're a money-making machine right now, and they probably will. Again, they'll probably continue like this for at least the next year. But over time, again, it's going to start to fade, unfortunately. Like trends change, fashion changes, and look at it in 10 years, and I bet you it's not going to be relevant. VFC. What is VFC? OnlyFans CEO said, quote, "We are not seeing any slowdown despite inflation." All right, so yeah, Apple is going to lose 6 million iPhone Pros from tumultuous things going on at the China plant, according to Bloomberg. Studies have shown that if you sit down for more than 3 hours per day, it'll take 2 years off your life expectancy. Really? Maybe I shouldn't sit down. Maybe I should stand up. I got a standing desk. Yeah. Yeah, Tommy Hilfiger. Again, we can bring up countless examples of this. Countless examples. Tommy Hilfiger, Dolce & Gabbana, Kate Spade, Michael Kors, you know. Like, we go on and on. Fossil. You know, like in the end, fashion brands do not hold. None of them do. None of them do. Especially, guys, especially the type of market that Lululemon is in. Especially that market. That market will certainly fade over the next 5 or 10 years. You know. And again, this is coming from somebody who buys Lululemon stuff for my family. Like, my whole family loves Lululemon. My wife loves it. My daughter loves it. They all wear it. But again, in 5 or 10 years, there'll be a different one. Like, a new brand will come out, and people aren't going to use it anymore. It's just the truth, right? It's cyclical. I'll be honest, I disagree. Lululemon has quality clothing like stretch fit, comfortable clothing, completely different from the fad of Hollister, Abercrombie, and others you mentioned. Yeah, but like, I get it. That's what they sell their brands on. Like, I get it. Lululemon selling their brand like, oh, it's comfortable and it's quality. Like, not really. Like, again, to be honest, I think a lot of that is placebo. To be completely honest, I think a lot of that is placebo. And I have some Lululemon shorts and Lululemon pants. Like, I think a lot of it's placebo. You know, I think a lot of people, like, you slap a $100 price tag on yoga pants, and you're going to have some people that are like, ooh, these are so comfortable. Are they really, or you just paid $100 for it, so you think it's more valuable? In my opinion, a lot of it is placebo effect. You know, they're all right. Like, they're not bad, but what they are is they're light. They're lightweight, right? Which is, you can get the same type of stuff from different brands for much cheaper. But again, regardless of how comfortable they are, over the next 5 or 10 years, it's not going to survive long term, in my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Like I said, I'm not telling you I'm 100% right. But in my opinion, it's unlikely that they're going to be as big in 5 or 10 years. You know, look at like Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah, I guess we're just going to cut this again and get out for a very small loss now. We're still in AMC or Amazon. Right. How much longer do you think Lulu will be around for? I think it'll be around in 10 years, but I think it's just going to be noticeably less popular. Again, you have to look at how cyclical these things really are. All right. Like, okay. You got to look at how cyclical this really is, you know. The only brand that has actually stayed around over, like, the only clothing brand that has really stuck around, there's two of them. There's Levi's and there's Levi's and there's Polo, Ralph Lauren, right? Those are the only two real ones that have stuck around. Vera Wang, you know, Ray-Ban, Steve Madden, you know what I mean? American Eagle, Fendi, you know, Hugo Boss. You know what I mean? Like all these clothing brands have kind of faded, you know, into obscurity. Yeah, it was Anthony Pompliano. Lauren. So it's announced Ralph Lauren. I think they pronounce it Ralph Lauren, but maybe not. I don't know. Under Armour. Yeah, but I mean, Under Armour's different. You know, Under Armour, Nike, like those are a little bit different. But even Under Armour's becoming noticeably less popular over time. Under Armour stock's like $8. It's gone from $20 at the beginning of the year to $8. So again, Under Armour is kind of experiencing this now. If you look at a weekly chart on Under Armour, in 2016, Under Armour was at $47 a share. Right now, Under Armour's at $8.50. And so Under Armour is actually a prime example of what I'm talking about. Here's UA. Here's a weekly chart on UA. You know, it's gone from $46 down to $8. Less than that recently as well. And so this is exactly my point, is that they lose relevancy. And I wear Under Armour stuff. But over time, fashion brands lose relevancy unless they're the big boys, like Ralph Lauren, like Polo, you know, or like the really high luxury like Gucci, Versace, Louis Vuitton. Those three. That's cool, sick. Yeah, you might be right, crypto. I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. I'm just Meta's fined $275 million. They're $275 million for breaking EU data privacy laws. All right, guys, so it's 8:20. We still got over an hour before the market opens up. Look at Amazon dip here. Luckily, we got a pretty solid purchase. Apple's starting to come down, though. And as we start to dip, we'll kind of just add to Amazon. I'm trying to see what other Apple news that we have going on right now. So Tesla's reportedly developed a revamped Model 3 set for production in Q3 of 23, focused on redesign interior and reducing costs, according to Reuters. Yeah, so Meta has been fined $277 million from Irish regulator for data leak on 500 million users. Apple breaking down a little bit here. Right. Yeah, love you. Is your brother going to school today? Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll send him in here. Okay. Bloomberg costs $30K to 23, lock in new clients for 25 months. Best financial advice is pay your home off. Yeah. Or don't get a loan for a home in the first place. You know. All right, so Amazon popping up a little bit. KTRA running. Yeah, KTRA penny stock hit $5. I don't know what the news is for KTRA. We can look it up. Kintara Therapeutics granted fast track designation for one of their bio drugs. That's why I did at age 37, no loan at all. Yeah, I mean, you get hit so much for loans that, I mean, I know everybody doesn't have that luxury, but like, you know. Amazon bouncing back up a little bit here. Still slightly green in it. Here's the SPY. Again, SPY kind of breaking down here. I'm trying to figure out why the SPY's breaking down too. Maybe Meta. Meta news recently dropped. Let me see what other economic data we have coming out. I don't think we had any big dropping today. We have some big stuff coming out this week. Like here's KTRA, penny stock moving a little bit. PDD dropped earnings too. There's KTRA. It's up there. Positive bio results. We got like private sector loans for Europe. We got Mexican trade balance that dropped at 7. We've got the Canadian current account expected at 6.6 billion. We'll see how that influences everything. Nothing really big today though. We got the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index at 10:30. KTRA is popping back up some though. SPY bouncing back up a little bit as well. If you guys know why market's breaking down, let me know. But we actually got some big stuff coming out this week. Tomorrow, not really, but like Wednesday, Thursday, we got some stuff. So tomorrow we have Italian PPI. We've got England mortgage data. German CPI dropping tomorrow. Canadian GDP dropping tomorrow. We've got Red Book. We got House Price Index. That'll be kind of relevant for tomorrow at 9. But the big stuff that really is dropping. So again, we got Canadian GDP. We've got German CPI dropping tomorrow. Wednesday is when the big stuff starts for the U.S. here. So Wednesday we have NBA 30-year mortgage rates. We got ADP non-farm employment change. So we got non-farm employment coming out Wednesday. We've got GDP expected to come in at 2.7%. So gross domestic product expected to come in at 2.7%. Wednesday, we've got the GDP price index at 4.1% expectations. And then we've got the JOLTS job openings Wednesday at 10 a.m., dropping Wednesday at 10 a.m., as well as pending home sales, crude oil inventories at 10:30 Wednesday. And then Thursday's a pretty big day as well. We got jobless claims numbers, but we also have PCE prices, specifically core PCE deflator, expected to come in at 0.3%. 0.5% last time. Jobless claims expected to come in at 235,000 versus 240 last time, continuing at 1.573 million. So big stuff coming out Wednesday and Thursday of this week. In terms of like earnings, we don't really have anything big, I don't think yet. This week, at least, I don't think we have anything big. Right now, it's the 28th. Not really any big earnings today or tomorrow. Billy tomorrow morning, maybe relevant. CrowdStrike tomorrow evening, Intuit tomorrow evening as well. November jobs report on Friday? Really? So what's Friday? Oh, Wednesday, we also have Jay Powell speaking. All right, so Friday is going to be... What jobs report do we have Friday? Oh, we got manufacturing, or we got average hourly earnings Friday. Government payrolls, non-farm payrolls as well. Okay, so Friday, we've got some data coming out today, specifically non-farm payrolls. Good. All right, so it's a busy week, man. Good. Again, last week was kind of slow. I'm kind of ready to get some busy stuff happening. So yeah, Thursday we got non-farm payroll numbers. Unemployment rate for November expected to come in at 3.7%. Private non-farm payroll is supposed to drop. Non-farm payroll is expected to come in at 200,000. All right, so cool. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday we got a lot of data dropping. So that'll be fun. Let me look at the earnings to see what else is coming out this week. Again, Tuesday, nothing big. Wednesday, we got like Salesforce and Snowflake earnings. Thursday, we have Dollar General, Kroger, Big Lots in the morning, Marvel, ChargePoint, Ulta in the evening. Friday, no big earnings. Really, Monday of next week. Let's check out to see what we got going on then. All right, Amazon bouncing back up a little bit. Monday, next week, nothing. Tuesday, nothing really big Tuesday. Wednesday, I think we have like GameStop earnings coming out sometime. Yeah, so GameStop earnings are next Wednesday. So that'll be big. Those are fun. Thursday, we got Costco, DocuSign, Lulu, Chewy, Domo, a few other ones. When is earnings? Let me see when Tesla earnings. The big thing is check is when Tesla and Netflix earnings. That's when you know earnings season's starting again. When's Tesla's next? January. Okay, got you. So we still got a little bit of time. But yeah, there's KTRA. Again, we had PDD drop earnings. Apple down pretty big, dragging the rest of the market down. SPY pretty choppy, though. We're starting to rebound a little bit here. Is Petco earnings? Yeah, we got Jerome Powell this week. So yeah, that'll be big. He's going to be speaking at 1:30, I believe. All right, so Russia postpones meeting with U.S. on New START treaty in Cairo, according to U.S. Embassy, cited by Comensant. All right, so Amazon popping back up. We're at 94s here. SPY moving back up as well. Yeah, that's nice. But yeah, Jerome Powell speaking this week is going to be the biggest thing for sure. A lot of stuff happening this week, to be honest. We got a lot of stuff going on this week. Starts Wednesday. Today's a little bit slower. Mondays, usually we don't have anything big coming out Mondays most of the time. Tuesday, I'm trying to see if we have anything big Tuesday. We got like the house price index tomorrow. So we got some stuff coming out this week, specifically house price index. We got ECB people speaking. We got CB consumer confidence for November coming out. Consumer Conference Board consumer confidence measures the level of consumer confidence in economic activity. It is a leading indicator as it can predict consumer spending, which plays a major role in overall economic activity. Higher readings point to higher consumer optimism. Higher than expected should be good for U.S. dollar. We got look at Amazon popping up a little bit, so that's nice. Again, that drops tomorrow. Expectations are for 100. So we'll cover that. So at 10 a.m. tomorrow, consumer confidence. Aside from that, we got like house price index. Canadian GDP dropping tomorrow. I don't think we have anything in today, man. So yeah, Amazon's still popping up really nicely here. Yeah, so I saw I think a lot of that's making a lot of people fear in terms of, but yeah, the Jerome Powell speech Wednesday. Yeah, so looking at the schedule here. Economic outlook, inflation, and the labor market is going to be at 1:30 Wednesday. All right, so we went ahead and registered for the Jerome Powell meet. Apple rebounding nicely here. Again, we are in Apple right now. I'm going to go ahead and take 15 shares off just to capitalize a little bit more on this. All right, so we just took a little bit off. We're holding 35 shares left of Amazon still. We ended up buying the dip. Our entry is right around 93.80s. So our entry is right around here. So our entry is right around here. So we just covered a little piece of this. And we'll let the rest ride. We're green on the day nicely, so we'll take it. Even with the losses on the SPY, we're still pretty green. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, camping? No, I didn't really buy any. I'm not a big shopper for Black Friday or Cyber Monday. I've never been a big shopper. Y'all do me a favor, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, guys. Hit the notification bell. We appreciate you all. Also, guys, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. Top Step is a funded account program for futures, right? So what we are going to be day trading. If you want to trade these big economic releases, like if you hear me talking about these big economic releases, one of the ways we trade them, like here's the SPY and here's Apple as well. But like if you look at the E-mini, it's the same price action. Like look at this. Bunch of green, one red, bunch of green, bunch of green, one red, bunch of green. And so you can see this is the same as this, but you can trade this right side here with no PDT restrictions in futures. And there's no day, you can day trade, you can short with a cash account in stocks or with a margin account in stocks. You can only day trade if you have over 25K. The futures market has no PDT restrictions. You can day trade and short as much as you want. You can trade essentially the S&P 500 or the SPY in the futures market with no PDT rule. Top Step, if you want to get your feet wet in that market, Top Step is a funded account program. They give you a demo, and if you can hit the target on the demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50 up to 150,000 with a 90% split. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. You can see they've paid out over 7 million, and not just in funding, but in actual withdrawals. Since 2020, they fund 600 plus traders a month. They've been around for over 10 years in 120 plus countries. And so again, if you want to get around the PDT rule and you want to day trade and try out the futures market without taking on a lot of risk, it's a lot cheaper to try this out. The base one's 130 something if you use my link and get 20% off. It's just a lot cheaper to try this out instead of putting up the money yourself. It can get really risky if you try to put the money up yourself, and you can try the market out for very cheap for what a lot of paper trading accounts cost. But they give you a demo, and if you can hit their targets while following their rules, they fund you with a 90% split. And so again, if you want to check them out, here's the link. Great way to help support the channel. All right, Amazon still popping up. Hey, buddy. How you doing, man? Love you, bud. You feeling okay today? Yeah? All right, good. All right, well, I love you guys. All right, hey, stay safe.
Oh, where is he?
Here, yeah, grab her. Do not let her in here. Hey, baby girl. That's my baby. You're just a good girl. You're just a good girl. Did y'all let Bruce out?
No, I didn't.
All right, here, y'all should let him out real quick.
Okay.
All right. Love you guys. Stay safe, Jack. Wear a jacket, bro. All right. Love you guys. All right, so Amazon dipped it down a little bit. We already took a little bit of profit from that move here. All right, guys. So yeah, the E-mini just chilling here. Will Michael Burry be right this time? I don't know, man. Like again, people get mad at me for being bullish, but it's like, look, I see so many bears come in and just talk smack, and then when they're wrong, they just double down on it. You know, I'm not saying anybody's wrong. I don't know, but I know the SPY market's green over the last 90 days. You know, so over the entire quarter, 25% of the year, the market's been moving basically up since, you know, a solid amount of time. And so in that regard, I don't know if talking all bears, like we can be bearish, you can be bearish. Just don't get mad if people are bullish. That's the only rule here. It's like you can be bearish, just don't get mad if there's bulls here. Market's starting to bounce back though. Hopefully we hold it. I'm still kind of looking at Apple. There's Apple at 145. Yeah, if you constantly say the markets will crash, eventually you'll be right, 100%. Hey, thank you, JT. Yeah, for sure, man. Disney at 98s. I know, man. I kind of want to buy the dip, Joshua, but not yet. I bought Amazon, and Amazon we're up in. Like you can see, we bought Amazon this morning. Like, we bought Amazon this morning. We started loading up at 93s. And so we're in Amazon, and we're kind of riding this up. We took profit at the tops here. You can see where we took profit. So we're kind of riding Amazon up, but Disney's just not cheap enough for me yet. Yeah, so Disney's just not quite cheap enough for me yet. Yeah. Again, I think the edge that you get from holding stuff long term is profound, you know. And so I think it's really hard for me to like take positions short term, long term, because, and I think a lot of people want to be Michael Burry, but I think very few people are. And I think you have to understand, like, in the end, most people are going to be wrong. You know, every year we've had people bet short, and they've mostly been wrong. John, where will Disney be cheap enough for you? Seems undervalued. I think it might be cheap, but I think it's not a sure thing for me yet. Like, I would buy Disney if it starts to approach 91s, 92s. It seems pretty overvalued. Depends on how long you're willing to hold it. I think long-term Disney's going to be noticeably higher from where we are now. And so I still think Disney's very extended on the downside. But for me personally, like, my buy zone is like $90, like 80, 85, $90 for Disney, you know? I've been trading futures roughly for the last few months. I've mostly been trading this, but I've been buying the SPY and selling the SPY directly on in terms of regular stocks for years. You know, so I've been trading the SPY for years. The futures market is essentially how you do so with less money. You know, so like I've been like I said, if you look at this account, like I day traded the SPY a few times. I bought Amazon a few times today, but I've been buying the SPY directly for years now. So I've been trading the same way I trade in futures for years, but I've only recently switched over to futures over the last like couple months. And again, I am sponsored by Top Step, and so they are a sponsor of mine. We got some pretty good cyber deals going on today. The other place I use is Chart Prime. I think Chart Prime's got a sale right now. Let me make sure I get my link fixed. Hold on. There we go. Let me get this straight. All right. Make sure this is working. So the music stopped. I did get a new banner, which is cool. All right. Let me go ahead and add this. There we go. Also, guys, on my Chart Prime, you don't actually have to use the promo code anymore. All right. Make sure this works. Transparent background. All right, so yeah, the reason Chart Prime's cool is because it's got like so many different options for. Chart Prime's got so many. Top Step's got so many different options for platforms that can just be really useful. Yeah, you can also check out again. Chart Prime's really cool, and Chart Prime. Like if you look at Chart Prime's site, let me go to the link. Let me find it. Hold on. Yeah, so they even gave me my own site. You look at Chart Prime right now. I think they got some Cyber Monday deals going on, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so right now, if you ever wanted to try out Chart Prime has deals going on for $37 a month, which is pretty cheap. It's a 36% discount for Cyber Monday. You can go to the Black Friday deal, you get a pretty big discount long term. If you buy yearly, you get $427 yearly, which is noticeably cheaper, $132 a quarter, and $37 a month. If you look at Chart Prime is really cool because Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that, and they are a sponsor of mine. So again, we try to keep everything free. Every now and then we'll have kind of sponsored plugs and stuff like that. But Chart Prime is just really, really cool because if you look at this here, so right, like it's a trading view indicator service. And so you can use it in like stocks, crypto, futures. Like here's Bitcoin, and you can actually see this thing called the bounce pretty accurately. It also has this thing which is very useful, which is this correlation identifier. So you can see like Bitcoin with the Dixie right now has a very strong positive correlation, believe it or not. Bitcoin correlation is with altcoins. All that stuff, right? And you can kind of see possible reversal down. Look at this. So you get possible reversal down, and this is on Bitcoin. We get a nice drop. Possible reversal up, we get a nice bounce. Bearish engulfing candle, we get a nice drop. And so you can kind of see how accurate it is in that regard. It's called Chart Prime. You can use this in stocks, crypto, futures. So if you look here, here is the SPY. So you can use it on like the SPY as well. I love using it. It shows you candlesticks, just a lot of cool stuff that you can use here. It has this really nice, powerful indicator right here. And you can, again, just see how accurate this thing is. Like, look at this. Look how accurate this last reversal thing was. Possible reversal up. Look how big of a reversal here we got. And so again, you can use it in stocks, crypto, futures. It's called Chart Prime. It's a trading view indicator service. And if you're going to try it out, now's the time because they got big, deep discounts going on right now for their stuff. Again, you can just try them out. It's called Chart Prime. Here is the link. Great way to help support the channel. I appreciate the support, guys. And yeah, check them out. There's Chart Prime. No, you can only trade futures or the Top Step. Top Step is a futures funded account program because there's no PDT rule in futures. So you can day trade and short in futures with no PDT rule. But what a lot of people don't understand, there goes Amazon with a nice rip up here. Look at Amazon fly. Good. But what a lot of people don't realize is like, here's the SPY, right? Here's the E-mini on the right. It does basically the same price action. Like look at this. It does the same price action. So a lot of these big economic releases are going to be influencing the SPY. And so it's like you could trade a lot of these big releases that we cover here in the futures market with no PDT rule, where a lot of people go to penny stocks to try to get around the PDT rule because they're cheaper and you can trade a cash account. Most penny stocks are going to fail. There's just very little edge there. Futures market is different. The liquidity is actually better in futures than there are in stocks. And so again, if you want to check out Top Step, you can find the link in the description. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin has had a struggle. Bitcoin's had a struggle. Amazon's ripping up though. AMC is at 740s here, so AMC's down too. Thank you, V-WAP Trader. YOLO, thank you, man. SPY at 399s, AMC at 740s. Oh man, that's what's the news on Amazon? Amazon, I don't know if they have any real news here. So ECB's DeCoste says that quantitative tightening should be gradual and predictable. Hikes thus far are not sufficient to return inflation back to targets. Amazon at 94.30s. Yeah, bro, man, you know it, bro. You know it is, dude. I don't know who he thinks he's fooling, man. It's funny, dude. Why the market's been slow the last 2 weeks? Choppy markets happen, brother. What's up, George? How you doing, bro? What's up, Young G? Hey, what's up, team? Hey, SPY moving up a little bit. My Amazon trade's going really nicely here. Again, we're sitting in it. We got 35 shares left. Thoughts on Yang for today? What is Yang? Isn't that oil of some sort? I don't really trade it very much. AMC still popping up. Yeah, I mean, I think with the stuff going on overseas, there might be some sympathy trades to get involved with, but I'm not taking any personally myself. There goes Amazon here, and again, we did bought Amazon earlier. We're kind of riding this up, testing highs right now. Again, I mean, it was just an easy sympathy trade with Black Friday and Cyber Monday going on. Hey, what's up, B John? MMAT, I don't know. MMAT, I saw it starting to run, but it's kind of slowed down a little bit, right? Like it started to run last week. It's at 189s right now, so yeah, it's kind of slowed. Amazon at 94.30s. Johnson, big Tesla. I don't know, man. MMAT. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about MMAT? Do y'all like MMAT? Again, I know a lot of people that have really loved MMAT. MMAT. It has had a pretty good little come up over the last couple weeks here. Yeah, you just get weird kind of people that obsess here on YouTube sometimes, man. You get weird comment people who just obsess and just make it super strange and weird, and they don't understand how it's like it's just kind of strange if that's what they're doing with their life. You know, I really recommend those type of people just go find something else to do. You know, I appreciate all the support we get here, of course. You know, and in the end, like we just kind of make everything free. You know, everything we do here is free. We don't charge a penny for any of it. But you get some weirdos, man, that just kind of act weird. That's all I'll say. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hear that, CT. I don't know, man. Yeah, thank you, Ace. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you, sir. SPY at 399s. We got SPX at 4,000 plus. We got AMC. AMC's still doing pretty bright. AMC's the only swing trade I'm holding, really, aside from Amazon, which we really bought this morning on Amazon. Hey, thank you, Emmanuel, my guy. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right, Amazon at 94.30s here. We got the SPY at 399.20s. And so we don't really get any big earnings until like January, right? That's when the next big earnings season starts. Never underestimate the free time of people on the internet. Yeah, for sure. Well, it's just weird, bro. Like I said, I've had a few people over the like you get certain people that just get really obsessed with the channel, and it's like they demand attention, and when they don't get attention, they just kind of act out. You know, you should see some of the messages people have been sending Pawn and then sending me. They're just super contradictory, you know, and it's like I save those messages just to kind of have them in case I need to show them to somebody. Unless they get weird with somebody else, I can kind of show them and be like, hey, this is what you're dealing with, unfortunately. And it's like people like that, like spending all your time obsessing over somebody is just unhealthy, man. It's just unhealthy. That's what I'll say. But you got people here that, you know, are just weird, man. Market's been very sideways right now, guys. Like, look at the SPY. We've mostly been bouncing back and forth. We tried to day trade this a few times, but like, look at the range here on the SPY. Very sideways, neutral. You know, which kind of shows like the market's been pretty sideways over the last few weeks. Yeah, for sure, Susan, 100%. Amazon up there at 94.30s. So again, we're in Amazon right now. We did bought the swing trade. We're going to try to swing trade it. If we go up so much today, we might cover. But we're going to try to swing trade it. We'll see if we do. We'll see if we can break that high up there. You can see the high up here. We ideally, of course, we'd love to break it. I think Amazon is a little bit more cheap than some other stuff. I think there's some better arguments for Amazon. Powell's not speaking today, Joey. Powell is speaking Wednesday. Hey, what's up, Tiny? AMC still down here. Again, we're in Amazon. I didn't take big enough size. I haven't really swing traded Amazon as much as I normally do. So I'm a little bit more comfortable with size in Disney that I take. I still kind of have to learn how to do Amazon with my swing trades. I want to see my swings go more for sure this week and more. I applied for options on my other live account. They think I can do covered calls. Hey, good luck. Just be careful with selling call options. There's always risk in selling options because it's one of those things like you might make money most of the time selling options, but especially selling call options, you have an infinite amount of risk because stocks can go up an infinite amount. And so in that regard, you essentially have an infinite amount of risk in options as opposed to something where like buying options where you got a very specific risk. You know, you buy options, you're risking what you're spending on said option. When you're selling options, the stock can go up indefinitely or infinitely, I mean. And so with that, there's just a lot of added risk. I've never been one to sell options because I think there's just too much risk. But chat, but at the same time, I don't know a ton about selling options because I've never actually done it. And so chat, you might have some understanding into it that I don't. That's definitely possible. Yeah, if y'all have some words of wisdom in terms of selling options, let me know. I've just never done it myself personally. All right, AMC or Amazon breaking highs again. Yeah, hey, good luck, Tiny. Yeah, all good. All right, so again, Amazon up there. We did buy the dip in Amazon. AMC popping at 740s here. SPY has still been really, really, really neutral here today. So if you look at this, we've mostly been sideways. Yeah. Yeah, but don't you have an infinite amount of risk there, Chris? Right? If I remember correctly, you got like an infinite amount of risk selling options. They can go against you. Again, I've never actually done it though. All right, so my Amazon trade is still ripping up. It's at 94.30s, 94.30s. Only on cover calls. Yes, we're also going to put it in sub-only mode, guys. So we're going to get some of the... we're going to put it in sub-only mode. So if you haven't already, announce you're subscribed. We appreciate the love and support, guys. Thank you guys so much. AMC starting to pop up. But yeah, hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. We are going to throw it in sub-only mode. And we'll try to trade today. We got, you know, a little bit of time. SPY pulling back down. Amazon's finally coming back down. So, I mean, I guess we'll hold it. Hey, what's up, John? What's up, Chris? DS. Tiny, thank you, team. But yeah, so we're just kind of sitting here. We're going to get ready to trade futures here. I've been kind of opening this up a little bit more to futures trading. Let's get ready and log in here. We're finally going to go back to trading regular size in futures. Let me look at this real quick. There we go. Let me check for billing. Okay, gotcha. All right, so we are starting to dip down. The SPY's at 399s. Amazon's starting to pull back. We're at 94s here. So we are starting to dip a little bit. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Hey, what's up, Master Chief? All right, so we're going to get ready with Quant Tower. Yeah, so we got the all right. Keys knowing what you're doing is definitely not simpler. The Greeks are very important. Yeah, for sure. I've seen the Greeks a lot. The Greeks, I think the edge that you can get from trading the Greeks is profound, you know, in understanding the Greeks. I think a lot of people don't. And so I think when you're selling options, if you can find favorable enough ones, I think the edge that you get from selling options is the edge that you is from being able to create favorable odds or favorable conditions to be met. Like, I think that edge is profound if you know what you're doing and you know what the Greeks are and all that stuff. I think that could be a big edge that a lot of people don't understand and miss out on. All right, there we go. All right, guys, so we're going to get ready to trade futures. Let's switch, make sure this is not my practice account. There we go. All right, let me get the volume weighted average price up. So market's still pretty choppy today, though. I'm honestly surprised it's this bad. Maybe we break out into a trend at the opening bell, but I'm surprised it's this bad. All right, love you. Yeah, so MMTLP, a lot of people have been talking about that. MMTLP has been one of the more interesting stories in the market lately. So yeah, ECB's Lagarde says we expect to raise rates further to the levels needed to ensure that inflation returns to our 2% medium long-term target in a timely manner. So we're gonna put this up on screen. Yeah, so MMTLP market's starting to pull back a little bit here. SPY is down as well. Like I said, today and tomorrow are probably going to be a little bit slower. Hopefully not, but it looks like they are. Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week are going to be the biggest weeks for economic activity and data. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right, guys. Again, Amazon at 94s. I'm out of coffee. We're just going to sit back, wait. We got about 20 minutes. Choppy. Yeah, market's just sideways right now. Hopefully we get some good momentum moving forward, though. Is this just the Cyber Monday sales not being high, or is it some unrest in China? Yeah, it's both, Lewis, for sure. It's definitely both. It's a little bit of everything, right? So Cyber Monday sales being higher is causing inflation fears, as well as the unrest overseas, for sure. Like, that's kind of what's going on. Yeah, out of coffee, bro. I'm a bear this week, especially if we don't fill the gap today. Yeah, let me know, bull or bear, guys. Let me know in chat, bull or bear. Also, do me a favor, hit the like button. Let's break this to over 200 likes if we can. Bull or bear right now, though? What do you guys think? Let us know in chat, bull or bear. So mostly decaf. Dude, who drinks decaf coffee, bro? Amazon's starting to move back up. So Amazon's still looking good. So yeah, MMTLP is the MMAT spinoff torchlight assets that are becoming the next bridge hydrocarbons in the S1454B or something was approved for the spinoff to be completed by December 12th to 14th. So yeah, some type of spinoff. I heard about the MMAT thing. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I know some stuff. Bull. I always prefer the bear side, but I think the bulls have the edge. Yeah, long-term bulls definitely have the edge. All right, guys. What's up, Raul? We got 20 minutes here, 20 minutes. I've been holding that one forever. What's up, Chris? MMAT or MMTLP or whatever it is. You're starting to get some bounce back, but the market is so choppy today. I'm actually surprised. I think what happens, I think what might be going on today, here's the choppiness. Like we've been in this chop trend for, I don't know how long. It depends on what time frame we're talking about. Like if I'm day trading, I prefer the short side. Like definitely I prefer the short side if we're day trading. If we are investing, the long side's the only way. In my opinion, the long side is the only way. Again, and I'll explain the edge that you get. It's important to understand. On the long side, long term, you have a profound edge in riding the market up. You know, betting short on the market long term is a sucker's bet that you're trading against the trend. You know, like it's so difficult to make money on the short side long term. A lot of new traders want to do it. Most of the time they fail. It depends on what you're trading to. If you're trading like mid and large cap stocks, the huge edge you get is going to be on the upside. Like long term, you get a profound bullish edge long term. You know, short term, I think the edge is on the downside. I think it's easier to ride shorts. The analogy they always give is going short or going long short term is like taking the stairs, and going short term is like taking the elevator. You know, and it's 100% true. You just get some obvious action in that way. But long term, it's stuff like Apple, Disney. You know, like you're going to get upward movement. Like those stocks are going to move up long term. Like those stocks are going to go up as time goes on, right? And ignoring that edge that you get from those stocks going up long term, and instead trying to bet long-term short positions on these companies, it's just, like I said, in my opinion, for a lot of people, it's a sucker's bet. It's something that traders that watch The Big Short and, you know, all that stuff, they want to be Michael Burry, but they very rarely are. And again, I'm not saying that there's no edge in shorts. I think if you find like mid caps can be wildly profitable shorting them long-term. Like mid caps, penny stocks, you can short those long-term. There's a lot of really good stocks to short. You know why? It's because a lot of mid caps are going to fail. You know, if you can identify obsolete companies, like companies that are losing their relevancy because of obsolescence from technology or Amazon or whatever it is, if you can identify those companies, you can make tons of money. Like if you guys remember, I was pretty bearish in Peloton long term. The reason I was bearish in Peloton long term is because it was a COVID play. Like after that, people don't need a virtual reality rowing machine. Okay, like they're solving a problem that's not there. People don't need a virtual reality bicycle. You know why? Because they can buy a real bicycle for less. You know, and so the amount of consumers that you're going to get that need that product are low. And so, of course, and stuff like that, there's some short opportunities, but don't ignore the edge long term. The edge that you get long term is profound. Yeah, 100%, Eric. I absolutely agree. Choppy week ahead. Yeah, we might get a choppy week. I'm not sure. Yeah, but again, making money on the long side is simple. You got to identify stocks where it's justifiable to do so. You know, so you got to figure out what stocks is actually justifiable to do so. So you got to figure out like Amazon. gonna survive long term, not arguable about Amazon. Long term, obviously gonna survive. Disney, obviously gonna survive long term, not really arguable. Apple, obviously going to survive long term. Again, not really arguable. Google, same thing. Obviously going to survive long term, not arguable. And so if you can identify stocks like that, and you can take positions when they're extended on the downside, when you can identify deep value levels where they're extended on the downside, that's where my edge is in swing trading, where I can look for companies that dip heavily short term on the downside, and I can say, hey, is there value at Amazon at this price? Is there value at Disney at this price? Is there value at Apple at this price? If I can be accurate enough with my spots, with my buy zones, then there's just a lot of edge that you can have doing so. And that's what I've been making money on mostly. I've been doing way better in that than day trading. I've been doing way better than that and than anything else I've been doing. Again, mostly sticking to 4 or 5 stocks total. I've been doing it on Snapchat, which Snapchat is kind of outside the conditions that I specified. It's kind of a mid cap. It's not really one that I would recommend most people do it. I'm a little bit more experienced, so I don't really recommend people copy me in that regard. But Apple, Disney, Google, Amazon, blue chip companies, those are the ones that I'm attacking here. And again, I think when you wait for buy zones to hit, like Amazon, when Disney hits 85, 90 bucks, there's just obvious value there. When Apple hits, 120s, 110s, there's obvious value there. When Amazon hits $90, 85 bucks, there's obvious value there. Same thing with Google. And again, I don't know if they're going to work long term. I have no idea if they're going to hold long term, but I just think there's obvious like buy zones that you can get involved with. And I think a lot of people day trade, and I get it. I get day trading, but you're going to have a lot more profound, edge in swing trading a lot of the time. And I day trade, of course. And if you want to day trade, check out futures. Futures market is kind of where you want to day trade. Get you around the PDT restrictions. Most of the time, the SPY and the S&P 500 do exactly what the large cap stocks you want to day trade do. But there's no PDT restrictions. And again, if you want to check out Top Step, you get 20% off right now if you use my link. Great way to help support the channel. If you want to try one of these funded account programs, check it out. Right, 100%. You buy the blood, you sit on it. Just powerful way to trade. But again, like what happens is like you get traders that instead they're looking for crazy growth, right? What misleads traders is like they look for crazy growth, right? They want to find the next mid cap company to be the next Amazon or whatever it is. The problem though is that most mid caps are not the next Amazon, and a lot of them have their kind of time in the sun, so to speak, but eventually they're going to fail, like BYND, like Peloton, and these are companies that I've been notoriously bearish on, not notoriously, but I've been very openly bearish about Peloton and BYND over the last year. And in hindsight, I was right, but my point is like, don't put all your money into things that aren't sure things, I think that's the mistake a lot of traders make is they take these huge positions into these companies that are obscure, whether they're penny stocks or mid caps or whatever it is, and they just end up being really stubborn with those positions to where they don't look at it objectively. And I think the edge that you get riding big companies up long term is profound, and it's what big money does. Like that's what big money does, is they ride Amazon up, they ride Google up, they ride Apple up, they ride, Disney up. That's the companies that big money goes to. They don't go to mid caps most of the time, unless you're like Kathy Woods or somebody, Kathy Wood or whomever. I would recommend people be very careful about buying unprofitable, well-known names that are beat up. What are some examples of that? I mean, the only one that I really did that on was Snapchat. And I just thought Snapchat was an overreaction. I look for overreactions mostly. And so I thought Snapchat was an overreaction on the downside when it hit 7s. And then it very quickly rebounded back up to 10, and then I cut it. But most of the companies I'm buying are profitable. Amazon, Apple, Disney, Google, they're profitable companies. Disney, I don't know. My buy zone for Disney is like 91 bucks. Like 90, 91 bucks. That's where I usually start to jump in Disney and sit. Yeah, exactly. Warren Buffett didn't get rich from risky penny stocks. Yeah, and I get people here that are like, oh, every stock was a penny stock at one point in time. No, they weren't. Like I had somebody, I think Martin Apollo, said this. He said every stock was a penny stock at one point in time. No, it wasn't. You know, in fact, the most successful companies are never penny stocks. Right? The most successful companies are never penny stocks. They're never obscure. That people know about them before they're majorly listed. And like Facebook was listed in like what, 2013? Everybody knew what Facebook was when it got listed, and it was never a penny stock. You know, most stocks that you trade that are blue chip healthy companies were never penny stocks. All right, guys, we got 10 minutes. Gold and commodities are looking right. What's gold doing here? What's a gold ETF? I think it's GOLD, right? As I know, one of the stocks, gold, isn't like, not Gush. Gush is oil, right? Or natty gas. Coin has never been a penny stock. Yeah, well, coin is just pinned to the price of crypto. So it's like, because of that, coin's just pinned to the price of crypto. It's going to be a risky bet anyway in that regard. Like, all right, so I'm sure people are probably answering the gold. GLD. Yeah, I mean, gold's doing all right. Gold's kind of doing what the market's doing. Yeah, I haven't been buying up any swing trades. Like, usually I'm buying up stuff. I haven't been buying any swing trades right now. The reason I haven't been buying is because I haven't seen any like deep value levels to buy. All right, market's still chop. Yeah, gold. I mean, I don't know. GLD, it hit lows in October, about a month ago. It's been rebounding over the last month, though, that I'm seeing right now. It's a slower day than typical, I think, right now. Slower day, not a lot of big activity going on, which is not bad. I mean, listen, we're going to get our day trading in and out and finish pretty quick. All right, guys, still got about 7 minutes here. We're still green in Amazon, and we'll probably hold Amazon longer term. Yeah, today's Cyber Monday. Maybe that might be why people aren't trading as much today. But Cyber Monday is historically a day where you buy stuff on the internet, you know. We'll start to get back to regular activity Wednesday. All right, so again, Amazon pulled back to 94s. Do I want to add more back here? I think I'm just going to chill here. I'm already so green on this position that I don't think that we have a need to sit back anymore and just, I don't think we have a need to add anymore. I think we could just sit back in it. If you were given $1 million and had to go all in one stock for a 5-year hold, what would you choose? Disney. You know, again, you ask that question to a lot of people, and they're going to give you some obscure growth mid cap. But Again, you gotta, when you pick something like that, right? You have to pick something. You have to pick a mix of safe, right? So something that's not going to fail, right? There's no chance of it failing. Um, and people's gambling mentality comes out when you ask them questions like this. You got to pick something that's not going to fail, number one, in 5 years, which eliminates most mid caps. Most mid caps, there's a chance that they fail over the next 5 years. That's number one. Number two, and you got to pick something that is cheap right now, but that is obviously going to be around in 5 or 10 years, right? So Disney, obviously Disney's into the 90s. It's only in double digits right now. It's not in triple digits. It's at 90 something bucks over 5 or 10 year period. Disney's obviously going to grow. Disney World Park makes $20 million a year. They own ESPN, Star Wars, Marvel, all the big media brands. And, they're going to announce new Star Wars movies over the next couple of years. They're going to announce new Marvel movies over the next couple of years. And Disney over time is almost certainly going to go up. And so I'd buy Disney and sit. Yeah, and I think people underestimate the strength of Disney for political reasons. But like, Disney's a money-making machine. It doesn't matter. They make so much money and they're diversified. Disney Plus grows. Their Disney World Parks make so much money. Yeah. Yeah, well, Amazon is another really good extended one on the downside. I'm holding Amazon right now. I like Amazon, obviously. But Disney, I think, is safer. Microsoft, they're nice. But I don't know. I think Apple is kind of pushing into Microsoft's territory a little bit. I mean, Microsoft still owns Suns and it's still incredibly safe and steady and stable. But for me personally, I don't know. I think Disney's the easier bet, and it could be some growth in there too for Disney. Oh, well, yeah, you could buy the SPY or the Q. Somebody said one stock. I could buy an ETF, or something like that. But for me personally, I'd rather just buy something like Disney. Nvidia is nice. I wish I would have bought Nvidia, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Right now, it's a little bit too extended short term for me. It's at 160s. The ETH merge went through. I don't know. I'm just skeptical of it. All right, guys, less than 4 minutes, about 3 minutes, really. Again, we are going to be day trading on Top Step today. Top Step is a funded account program for futures, right? So they give you a demo. If you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions, and they fund you between 50 up to 150,000 with a 90% split. So if you take their funded account and you make 10K, you get to keep 9K. They get to keep 1,000 since they're funding you that money. And this is a company that is regulated by the US. And so they give you a demo, and it's going to make you a better trader, in my opinion. Like, trading on Top Step is going to make you a better trader, in my opinion. It's just much easier to learn when you have to follow these specific rules, right? And I think a lot of people are going to take Top Step and lose their account, but I think it's going to make you a better trader, and it's a lot cheaper to try Top Step out than getting your feet wet in the futures market with real money. So Top Step, 130 something if you use my link, very cheap. And this is the most legitimate funded account program for futures, prop firm, funded account program for futures in the world. They pay out millions of dollars a year. They fund thousands of traders a year. They're regulated by the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. And again, you have to look at it as a challenge that's going to make you a better trader. They're the most legitimate. There's a lot of these funded account programs that kind of copy off of Top Step. They've been around for over 10 years, over a decade, and just the most legitimate one in the world. You can try your hand at the other ones, and that's fine, but this is the most legitimate one in my opinion. Yeah, it's available in different countries as well. If you want to check out the link, I'm sponsored by them, of course. But again, I actually use them, and they're super legit. Starting to bounce back on the Micro E-mini. We are starting to get some rebounds here. All right, guys, less than a minute and a half. Or about a minute and a half, actually. Starting to get some rebounds in the market. I just hope we get some volatility today. All right, so we're starting to pop up. We're on the micro. Amazon popping all the way back up. So everything's kind of popping back. Less than a minute, guys. Less than a minute. Hey, good luck to you all as well. Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, less than a minute. Let's look at the poll results. Right now, we got about 810 votes. 42% think yes, the market ends green. 58% think no, the market ends red. We'll see who's right. Hey, good luck, Sledge. Yeah, I think people look at it but I think it's gonna make you a better trader, in my opinion. Like, if you look at Top Steps and actually how they do it, it's gonna make you a better trader. Like, their trader IQ section, like giving yourself rules to follow, and the ratio is pretty reasonable. Like, the base package, you got to make 3K without losing 2K total. That's a reasonable ratio. And I think a lot of people can hit that if they try hard enough. All right, guys, here's the opening bell. Good luck. There's the bell. Starting to get a little bit of greed action, but let's see. It could change quick. All right, so Amazon's dipping a little bit at the open. Market's pumping up though. There's a SPY all the way up to 4,000 on the S&P. All right, so we're getting a little bit of green action in the futures market at the open. Look at the green action. Big bull response. Hopefully we get some stuff. Let's put the V-WAP up here. There's the V-WAP. Let's see if we can break that level here. There's the level. Amazon and the SPY had very strong responses to the opening bell. Very strong responses here. All the way up to 399.50s at the opening bell. Tapping the V-WAP though here on the S&P 500. Look at that V-WAP hit. It's a very strong response. All right, overvolume weighted average price now. Again, huge movement. See, a little dip here. Good green action though. I mean, I really like the green action here. All right, so let's see if we hold here on the SPY. We did break that level. We're kind of pulling back now. I'm also keeping an eye on like Amazon and some other stuff too. Amazon has been flying up, which is nice for my position here. That's great. Amazon with a huge, nice move here. We're going to go ahead and take another 15 shares off of my Amazon trade. We're up so much already, I'd feel bad. All right, so we just took 15 shares off. We got 20 shares left. All right, so we're going to look for a little dip here, but the big rebounds in markets. All right, so Amazon's not going to be a losing trade. We're going to make money on that, and we can be noticeably more patient with the rest of this. What else? Do we have some other economic data dropping today, or is that another day? Okay, we got the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Business Index. Okay, gotcha. And SPY back over 400. To go green on the day, though, we'd have to hit 402.30s, which is pretty well above us. Probably, Chris. That's why I bought it this morning. I looked at it as being pretty cheap objectively, and again, that's kind of why we bought it. We need a decent pullback here. I mean, we don't really have a big enough. Amazon just broke highs again here. Wow. Yeah, I mean, again, another really calculated dip buy from an overextended company. And again, we're riding it up, guys. Again, I know I kind of sound like a broken record, but we bought Amazon this morning. You guys saw me buy Amazon this morning. We thought it was extended on the downside. You know, we bought it at 93s. We're almost up to 95s right now. I'm telling you, my swing trades, not even my swing trades, but my longer term day trades and swing trades are profound. Or not profound, sorry, I'm overusing that word today, are pretty on point with accuracy. You know, like those trades have been accurate. Like, I'm not, you know, of course I'd love to brag, but they've been accurate. I really need to consider scaling up my size a little bit. I'm taking smaller size, but all right, we're gonna take a little bit more off. All right, we just scaled out a little bit more. Huge green action here. Hey, thank you, team. No trades yet. Try to be patient, letting a trend play out first. We're over 400 bucks, so I might buy a little dip here, see if we hold $400 and rip back up. So 2 contracts here, the micro. Again, the idea is just to see if we hold 400 and bounce back up. And if we do, great. If not, it's all right. Need to scale up my size a little bit, but that's all right. All right, we did bounce really nicely. I took half off there. I just made about 15 bucks on the little dip buy. First trade of the day. Build up a little bit of cushion. We're going to start to scale up some size. Still rip it up, though. No red candle since the opening bell either. Man, just huge green action at the open. What do you guys think is reasonable size for me here? Like, I've made so much on these swing trades, though, man. Like, what do y'all think is reasonable size? Like, I should probably scale up my size some. I mean, you know, we've been very accurate. Look, Amazon up to 96 or 95.50s. I mean, I'm gonna take a little bit more off. I mean, this is kind of best case scenario here, so I don't see a point in like just sitting in it, just to sit in it. So we scaled out of most of it. We got like 10 shares left, and we'll hold on to the rest. Any news causing this rally? Not really. Nothing big. Again, we've made a little bit of money on everything so far today. All in, every trade is reasonable size. Then they would say, good, I went small, I'll average down. Yeah, I mean, I think with my account size, I think a reasonable size would be shooting for like $300 to $400 per swing trade in profit. You know, I think I have the account size to sustain that. You know. All right, we'll buy a dip too, if we can. There's 2 contracts. The only problem is the dip might be big because we have gone basically straight up. We've had, since the opening bell right here, we haven't had one red candle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to pull back to like 400 on the S&P first. I'll take 1 contract here just to start a position in case it just completely reverses on me and I miss the move. But we'll take 1 and then we'll slowly add down to 400. I need a little bit larger pullback to add to this. Yeah, we get a new candle opening up in 10 minutes. Maybe we'll get that. A little bit larger pullback. There's a new candle. All right. We're going to add a little bit more down here. All right, 2 contracts. Maybe we'll add some more. We'll add up to 4. Yeah, 2 contracts. Again, we'd add some more too. Kind of break even with this trade now. If we get a little pop back up, great. We'll take some off, but we'll see how big the pop up will happen. So green in this position now. Again, we're slightly green. I mean, I'd love it to rip back up here. And it kind of looks strong, but Also, consolidation is what it seems like right now. Yeah, right now we're rejecting at 400.5s. And again, I could add some more to this. Amazon's ripping all the way back up to, so Amazon still looks great. Think about adding a little bit more to this, but I think I'm going to stop myself from it. Slightly green here, mostly break even. I don't mind letting the consolidation happen and see if we get a pop up eventually. Like sideways action is fine. And again, we pull back, we could add more, like we said. Like we'll add up to 3 or 4. All right, 3 contracts now. Let's see if we get a nice little continuation and dip. We'll add 1 more. All right, so we're in 4 contracts now. Like I said, trying to take a little bit larger risk in this. Pullback's pretty standard. Hopefully we get a big rebound quick. All right, so we're in 4 contracts. Again, kind of still getting used to these small little sizes and micros, but see if we pop back up. I would like a little bit better average here, but I think it's okay. I think I could have scaled in a little bit better here. Amazon's still breaking highs here, man. Look at Amazon go. Wow. All right, so there we go. We're green. I don't know if I like that down wick, but that's okay. All right, we just added 1 more. We're in 5 contracts. I don't mind this move because Amazon's still moving up. And so I'll let this test 500 or 400, and if it breaks, fine. So we got a little bounce back. How you guys doing today? Green or red so far? Amazon's still looking very strong. Hit $96 at one point today, too. Amazon's still pushing up, testing 96s at 95.90s. Small green, flat, no trades, green. Yeah, we're pretty flat with this trade on the day. I mean, we're slightly down if we lose here, but it's a small trade. I want to give it time to bounce at $400 on the SPY. Like, that's the level I want to see it bounce on. I'm also kind of watching Amazon pull up. I want to see what everything else is doing, though. Like, that's the problem that I can't really watch here is I want to see what all the other large caps are doing. Let me see if we can find my other charts. There we go. What's like Tesla doing? Tesla's flying up too recently. Amazon's ripping up. What's dragging the market down? Apple's moving up. Okay, we're mostly flat right now. We've got a little position with 5 contracts that I'm trying to let the consolidation work and see if we get a rebound back up. Like, ideally, I'd like to see this bounce back up to here. You know, and I'm trying to be patient with this and let it work, but scalping a little bit less here with this one. Apple rip it up. That's nice. Amazon dipping down a little bit, but there we go. All right, so we're back green in this position. Seems to be every time we move up there, we reject, though. But I think you got to give it time to regain strength. Apple just broke highs. All right, we're about break even. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna bounce at 3.99. I really don't know. I'm trying to be patient with my spot trade. I'm trying to use the edge I have with a little bit longer term momentum trades and just kind of let this work. But Amazon's back up to 96, testing that now. Mostly break even on the day, so just kind of sitting here. I just got out most of that. What? All right, locked in some of the profit here. One contract left. Yeah, bad fill in the first move, but I'm going to let it retrace and try to get back up there. If we reject here, I'll cut it and then jump back in if it sets up better. The problem is that Amazon completely retraced back here. There we go. All right, so we just cut that. We made about $30, a little bit less than $30. I'll be right back. I'm going to run to the restroom here, so I'm going to do a bathroom break real quick. I'll be right back. All right, guys, we back. Market has been mostly sideways since I left, it looks like. Amazon dipping down a little bit, Apple dipping down. We still made our money with Amazon. buy this dip up. All right, we got 2 contracts. We'll add a little bit more. I like the 400 dip. See if we pop back up a little bit. We got a little bit of a... There's 4 contracts. We got 4 contracts here. Again, try to see if we get some upward action. See if we hold at $400 and continue back up is what we're really shooting for here. The more we hold down here, the more I like this. All right, we got 6 contracts here. Again, we're trying to take a little bit larger size. Hopefully we break out of this choppiness. We got a little bit of green on the day, so we can take some larger justified risk now. We're right around 400 bucks. I'd love to see us hold here. Here we go. All right, Amazon's starting to creep back up. Hopefully that drags the market back up. Again, we're right at $400 on the SPY, so I'm kind of targeting that. The market is, I was hoping we wouldn't get a choppy market, but so far that's what we gotten today. I do want to let it test this, but we're not going to hold this forever. Amazon's starting to rebound back up, though. There we go. It's a nice little backwards move. So we pop back up over 400, which it looks like we're trying to do. There we go. I really like this move. We're back to green on this. What? Bro, I just took all that profit off. Y'all aren't going to give me anything for that, bro? That's the fill y'all are giving me, dude? Nothing? Y'all aren't going to fill me anything, bro? What? Dude, these fills are terrible. Wow. I guess we'll sit in 3 contracts, but how in the world are we up $30 and then we're up nothing from that? It literally gave me 0 profit from that. Terrible fill. I got to figure out a better way. I can try to get in on a different price, but... Oh, wait, it did fill me some. Okay, it did fill me some. I can see it on my profit graph. All right, fair enough. Whatever. All right, we're in 5 contracts again on the dip. Would love a bounce back up over 400 and a continuation in the trend here. I hope you guys see. I'm trying to take larger sizing today because it's Monday and, you know, we've had a choppy few days, so I'm hoping we get some better trends. Everything's kind of doing the same, though. Amazon, Apple, they're all kind of doing the same thing. All right, so we're slightly green in this. I want to give it time to rip, though. There we go. They're starting to get some upward movement. There we go. It's better. Yeah, that might be a Chris. I mean, I hope we got some momentum today, but it looks like everybody's kind of shopping today. That's possible. Oh, I mean, we're still green today, but I'm letting it test $400 again. We break under the volume weighted average price here, though. Yeah, we're pretty neutral today, but if we break under the $400 V-WAP area as well as hold dollar, we're gonna have to cut this and then just wait. I'm gonna cut this if it'll let me. Okay, yeah, I just got out of most of it. We're gonna get out here. Too much risk. Somehow we made money on the trade, though. You can see we did make a little bit of money, about $12.50 in profit. But wait, what? Okay, I don't know how accurate this is right here. That's what I'm noticing. Okay, there it is. We lost a little bit, but that's all right. Hold on, let me see. Amazon's starting to break down. Apple's starting to break down. Luckily, we're still green on the day. Sorry, I'm having one of my... Why in the world? So I'm kind of dealing with some work, other stuff. Yeah, we broke under the volume weighted average price. So trends changing in most things. What is my Cash App email? Yeah, so market's starting to break down here. We're kind of neutral again. Market's pretty consolidating sideways here. Apple's pretty neutral at 146. Amazon's at 95 bucks. We're still pretty green on Amazon though. So I've already scaled out of 80% of the position for Amazon, and we're still wildly green on that one. So we've been holding that since this morning at 93s. The SPY is starting to dip below it, but we're starting to show kind of a neutral territory. We do have a lot of activity this week. All right.
Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second. I'm doing some business stuff. So kind of neutral, guys. We're slightly green on the day. We're kind of hanging out. Right, so again, we're kind of breaking down sideways and neutral. We are looking like we're going to turn to somewhat of a downward trend. Amazon is still back over over $93. SPY looks like it have tapped the 200 EMA. Yeah, that's possible as well. If I look at the 200 EMA, it did kind of tap that. Yeah, 399.50s is where that is. So we'll see if it holds that level. SPY pulling back. So Amazon is actually doing okay relative to the SPY here. Again, SPY's pretty neutral. Again, kind of sitting back. We might get some favorable price action coming forward, but we're just kind of hanging out waiting. Also, guys, if y'all haven't already, like I said, check out TopStep. TopStep is a funded account program for futures. TopStep is the most legitimate funded account program in the world. Like, if you look at a lot of this stuff, like if you look at Amazon, for instance, right, and you look at the SPY, it's the same exact price action as this for the most part. And on TopStep, you can day trade, you can short in the futures market with no PDT restrictions. It's a funded account program. So what they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on that demo, the base one's 50K demo. So they'll give you a 50K demo. If you can hit $3,000 on that 50K demo while following the rest of their rules and conditions, then they fund you $50,000 with a 90% split. This is the most legitimate funded account program in the world. If you look at this here, they've paid out over $7 million since 2022, or since 2020, I mean. And this is an actual withdrawals. This is not just in funding. This is an actual withdrawals. And so, again, you can kind of see they're the most legitimate funded account program in the world. And it's the easiest way, even if you've never got your feet wet in the futures market, this is a great way to try it, right? Because it's a lot cheaper to try this funded account program and try it with some pressure to succeed in a demo account, but not the full extent of trading with $10,000 of your own money where you could potentially lose thousands of dollars. And the futures market can go against you super fast, right? And so this helps you kind of get a middle ground of pressure, but not the full extent where you're risking thousands. It's a great way to get started in the futures market. It's a great way to learn futures. And just it makes you a better trader, in my opinion. They do free coaching. There's a lot of resources that they have. There's like little meetings that they do. And again, you can see here, here's the base one. It's the 50K combine. $3,000 profit target is all you got to hit. You got to hit 2,000 without losing 2,000 or 1,000 per day with 5 contracts max, which is a pretty reasonable ratio in my opinion. But again, really, really useful service. If you want to check them out, the market's kind of choppy today, but we're slightly green, and we'll take the green day. If you want to check out TopStep, there is the link. A great way to help support the channel. We're probably going to close down the stream right now, though, guys. I'm probably going to close it down. We just don't have a lot of stuff going on. You know, there's just not a lot of stuff going on right now. But so. You guys green or red today? Maybe the market breaks down after this. I'm not sure. But are you guys green or red today? Let me know. You can also check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime has got a pretty good deal going on right now, too. If you look at Chart Prime... let me get this bathroom banner out the way. If you look at Chart Prime is the trading view indicator service. So you can use this in stocks, crypto, futures, all that good stuff. And if we look at this, Chart Prime is a custom trading view indicator service here. Really, really useful because you can use it in stocks, crypto, futures, whatever you want to do. And you can see it gives you these indicators and helps you kind of learn. You know, what I like to use this for is tops and bottoms, right? Like if you look at this with tops and bottoms, here's the SPY, which is what I've been trading today. They have a predictive algorithm that tells you reversals up or reversals down. This is a possible reversal up, bounce, possible reversal down, drop, possible reversal down, drop. Bearish engulfing candle. It also shows you candlesticks. Here's a bearish engulfing candle, drop. And so what I like to do is if you combine multiple together, if you combine multiple of these together, that's when it becomes really, really useful. So you can get, like, here's a good example. Here's double bearish engulfing candle, triple bearish engulfing candle, I mean, mixed with possible reversal down, all at one buy zone or one sell zone. Look at the drop we get over the next couple minutes here. And so it can be very, very accurate. It's called Chart Prime. They do have some deals going on today where you can get like 37% off for Chart Prime. If you look at Chart Prime, they're offering 37% off for their base packages here. If you check it out for the, here, let me get my link up. Let me put my link up. If you use my link here, where's my link? There it is. If you use my link for Chart Prime, I'll post the link in chat if you want to check out the same link. But if you put my link up and you kind of see what they're offering here. Right now, you can get $37 a month, 36% discount. You can get it for $37 a month. So if you've ever wanted to try out Chart Prime, today might be the day to do it. The sale ends today. So if you ever wanted to try it out, check it out. There's the link. Great way to help support the channel. I'll put the link in chat if you're interested. Love you all, guys. Y'all stay safe. Market's kind of neutral again. It's Cyber Monday, so I'm assuming that the market is just sideways because of that. Hopefully we get some better stuff. We actually got a lot of economic data coming out this week, though. So today is slow. Tomorrow might be a little bit slower. Hopefully it's not. But this week we got a lot of stuff. We got specifically, we have GDP. We got the PCE deflator. We've got a lot of other stuff dropping this week. And so y'all be ready. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I love you all. I'll see you guys later. Y'all stay safe in the markets. And maybe we'll trade. You know, we might trade a little bit later, but the market's too stagnant right now. So I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Love you all.